So, guys, I'm going to cover an opportunity that, like it says here in the slide, is much bigger than you think. I know you guys all have heard me talk big numbers. That's pretty much how I think, is in big numbers. I only do big things, and I only think in big realms. Well, I've been swinging for the fences for a lot of years, but finally, this is the home run, and it's all coming together. We've got everything in place now. And you'll see as we get through this thing how it's all going to play out, how every single one of you fit into this thing. And then at the end, we'll do a Q&A session, and because I know you're going to have a million questions, but I can guarantee you once you see what I'm about to show you, you're not going to be able to sleep. And I have about 15 to 20 video testimonials from the 2 live events I did a couple weeks ago. Every single person saying that exact thing, that they couldn't sleep, they're going to make more money than they've ever made in their life, and they see the entire clear plan laid out in front of them. And since then, I've been able to think about this a lot more, and we have some more of our internal tools developed for you guys. So even to you guys that have seen this presentation or pieces of it from my live event, there's still some stuff in here that you haven't seen yet, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit, especially with some of the tools I'm about to give you guys access to. So every single one of you, even if you were at the live event, one of the 2 live events, I see some of you in here that were at both live events. I appreciate your support there. Those guys, there's some stuff I'm about to show you guys that's going to blow your freaking mind, and you haven't seen it yet. So make sure you pay attention this whole time. So I'm going to start off with a quick video. It's basically my outlook on life, and it's probably the most important message in this entire thing today. And I think it's just a good way to start this out. So we'll get started with this little short video. It's only a couple minutes, and then we'll get into it.
The world is like a ride at an amusement park, and when you choose to go on it, you think it's real, because that's how powerful our minds are. And the ride goes up and down and round and round. It has thrills and chills, and it's very brightly colored, and it's very loud, and it's fun for a while. Some people have been on the ride for a long time, and they begin to question, is this real, or is this just a ride? And other people have remembered, and they come back to us, and they say, hey, don't worry, don't be afraid, ever, because this is just a ride. And we kill those people. Shut him up. We have a lot invested in this ride. Shut him up. Look at my furrows of worry. Look at my big bank account and my family. This just has to be real. It's just a ride. But we always kill those good guys who try and tell us that. You ever notice that? And let the demons run amok? But it doesn't matter, because it's just a ride. We can change it anytime we want. It's only a choice. No effort, no work, no job, no savings of money. A choice right now between fear and love. The eyes of fear want you to put bigger locks on your door, buy guns, close yourself off. The eyes of love instead see all of us as one. Here's what we can do to change the world right now to a better ride. Take all that money we spend on weapons and defense each year and instead spend it feeding, clothing, and educating the poor of the world, which it would many times over, not one human being excluded, and we can explore space together, both inner and outer, forever in peace. Thank you very much. You've been great. I hope you enjoyed it.
All right, guys, let me switch up my audio here real quick. All right, can you guys hear me okay? All righty. Here we go. So what's interesting about that video, guys? I really like that. I mean, that's Bill Hicks. He's dead now. He's a stand-up comedian, very popular back in the '80s, '90s, early '90s. I just love that outlook on life. That this is just a ride. So who cares if we fuck it up? We'll just keep trying. And you know, a lot of you guys have been my coaching clients for a long time. You've seen the ups and downs. You know, you've seen me make a lot of money. You've seen me lose a lot of money. You've seen me screw up. You've seen me done pretty cool stuff. So the point there is that I'm going to keep trying because I just see this as a ride, you know, and there's thrills and chills, and with the emphasis on chills a lot of times, you know, the shit isn't always a straight line, you know. There's no such thing as a straight line to business. And oh shoot. Okay, so I got this kind of screwed up here. Anyway, I thought I had my slides in a different order. Anyway, there's a good example right there. Screwed up my slides already. But whatever. So part of what I want to get across to you guys is that, you know, we have a lot of ups and downs. Nothing goes in a straight line. Business is what it is, you know. You try things, it doesn't work. You try things, it doesn't work. You know, and just because I've been doing business at a high level for, you know, most of my adult life, 25 plus years, and I've had, you know, most of those years have been very successful. You know, I've had a lot of downs too, and and a lot of you have seen that play out over the years with some stuff that hasn't worked very well and wasted a lot of time and money. And it is what it is, you know. There was nothing malicious about it, and it's just a ride. So you make adjustments and you move on, you know. And so what you're seeing now is the culmination of all this stuff. And today's webinar is the most powerful one that I've ever done, for sure. And going forward, this is pretty much it. I'm not ever taking any more coaching clients. So you guys are it. And the reason is, after you see this whole thing I'm putting together, I just don't have time for it. I've got a big business I'm trying to build, and got big things I'm going to do. So I've got to take on a CEO role. I'm actually getting out of the whole internet marketing space completely to run this thing. And for you guys that want to come along for the ride, there's a lot of different ways you can be involved with it. If you just want to learn how I'm doing it and do it yourself and do your own $100 million exit that I've been talking about for a while, that's fine. If you want to latch on to my opportunity, then the way that I'm doing it, that's fine as well. So I want to start off by just saying thank you. Thank you for taking the time, for being here. Thank you for putting up with my bullshit for all these years. Thank you for listening to me, and thank you for everything. Basically, I mean, it's been a crazy ride, and I want to tell you about a friend of mine last year. Last year, a friend of mine was murdered, and it was a pretty painful experience. And that guy was very, very close to me, by my best friend in the entire world, and it was rough. And it's still something I deal with every single day, and it marked a very big transition in my life. At the time, I was going through some pretty rough stuff of my own, and to see this guy die, it was good and bad both. What was most painful about it was that friend was at the bottom of his life and had everything from the outside, everything that you'd want. You know, had all the material stuff, had a lot of money, and I was doing very well in life and all that stuff. But inside, he was in his own hell. The worst part about that is that friend was me, and I'm the one that murdered him. That sounds all dramatic and goofy or whatever, but the truth is, this last year was the roughest of my life, psychologically, business-wise, everything. I just went through pure hell. It's a hell I created in my own head. Some people call it a midlife crisis. You can call it whatever you want. I hate the term midlife crisis, but you know, that's sort of what it is, I guess. But mine was pretty extreme. It got to where all I could think about every single day was suicide. So I went through a period of easy 4 months. It was all kind of a blur, but it was easy 4 months where I could barely get out of bed. And then all I did when I was in bed was just drinking myself drunk every day and looking on my iPad all day long, researching painless suicide. I just wanted to die. I didn't actually want to kill myself. I just wanted my own personal hell that was in my head to end. And turns out there is no such thing as painless suicide, because even if you figure out a way that it doesn't hurt you in a painful way, you're always going to hurt somebody personally. So in the end, it's a very selfish deed. And like I said, I didn't actually want to die. I just wanted this pain to end. And really the only thing that got me out of it was just starting to be grateful. And it wasn't anything I solved overnight. It took me close to a year to come out of it. And just noticing things in life and being grateful for things around me. And I got involved pretty heavily with doing meditation, which was pretty awesome. I still think meditation is one of the greatest things ever. And it's so funny because years ago, not even that long ago, a couple years ago, I used to make fun of people. I called them hippies and make fun of people that would either pray or meditate or anything like that. And for me, it's started with gratitude. So being grateful for everything around you, even simple things like air and wind and sunshine. That's where I had to start. And it was rough. And the only reason I bring up all of that stuff, guys, is just so you know, that I'm not bullshitting whenever I tell you I've been through hell and back, and I've found the way that we can all get fabulously wealthy. I don't mean rich, I mean wealthy, and do what we want with our lives and choose how we want to spend our lives going forward, and not just be about money. So in the end, I've had all the material crap you can have in your life, and I don't give a shit about any of that stuff. I really, really don't. I've had it all. I've had this big houses, expensive cars, and all that stuff, and it's cool for a minute, but it's empty. And in the end, all I want to do now, of course, I'm not opposed to money. Don't get me wrong. I'm not Mother Teresa or anything, or Gandhi, but I'm going to make a shitload of money. My goal is to become a billionaire in the next 2 years, and I think I can do it. And I'm going to show you exactly how I'm going to do it by the end of this webinar. And you guys can follow along, or you can come along with me on my team. So the money part is cool, but it only takes you so far. And if you're not using money as a tool the way it's meant to be used, and that's to help other people, then it's ultimately fruitless. So that's my preface to the whole thing, guys. One of the things I finally found over these months of coming out of this thing, was I started trying to notice the times when I was happy. And they were few and far between for a long, long time. I mean, even when I had a ton of money in the bank, I was miserable. I just hated life. But one of the things that really turned me around was actually playing golf in a weird way. It just became something that I felt content. So I started recognizing little things I started just calling them moments. Just little tiny quick things that would happen in life, and just something simple like a cool breeze blowing up across your face real quick, and just recognizing that in the moment, and then stopping and pausing and saying, oh, that's awesome. That's cool. Or just something simple like being on the golf course. And it got to where it's even now this way now, where I don't even necessarily have to even play golf, but I just went out there, and by playing golf, and I just love being out in the nature, the sunshine, and on beautiful real estate and all that stuff, and hanging out with a couple of friends of mine, and the biggest thing, really spent a lot of time trying to explore why I felt comfortable there and I liked being there. And the biggest thing I found was that it was a container, meaning that on that golf course, there was nobody trying to kill me, um, nobody trying to steal money from me. My parents weren't yelling at me, even though I'm 45 years old, I still, am affected by, my upbringing from my parents. We all are. Um, and that container was a safe place, basically. Nothing was going to happen. And guess what? I shut my phone off when I'm playing golf, too. So it gave me, 4 hours roughly of uninterrupted time where I could just be present and be in the moment. And that's why I liked it so much. It got to be so bad that so I started coming out of my funk and started just eventually got to be where I wanted to just be playing golf every day. Well, as you can imagine, that's not only expensive, but you don't get anything done on the golf course, in business or in life at all. And so being out there on the golf course is great, and it's awesome that I got to be all spiritual and in the moment stuff. But at some point, you got to do something. So had to start learning how to expand that container and make it into the rest of the world. And so then my goal is, and my advice to you, like this slide says, is find your own personal container. We all have it. Something that's like meditation for you, that you, any of those things that you get lost in the moment doing, or something that you're working on and you just lose yourself for hours and hours and hours. And you get up from doing it, whatever it is you're doing, and so much time has passed by, and you say, "Wow, it just seemed like a few minutes." That's your container, and that's really all meditation is being present so much that you lose yourself in the moment. And it could be anything. It could be doing art. I find now working in my shop, I work on motorcycles here. I find doing that is a container for me now, and now even since I've got a very clear path and a very clear plan and a very solid team behind me, my container has expanded into business, which it never was before, which is a real trip. I was never actually comfortable and content in life with doing business. Sounds strange. Yeah, I made a lot of money in my life, but I've also lost a lot because I wasn't comfortable there. And so I had some sort of fucked up mindset where I felt like if I made too much money, and then somehow I'd have to self-sabotage, give it all away or lose it in some dumb way just to make my parents love me again. We all do this sort of stuff in life. It's just, I've been very, very introspective in trying to figure that out. Excuse me, guys. So I'm not going to go on with this too much longer. I just wanted to cover this and make sure you guys find your own container, find the beauty in everything as much as you can throughout the day, and just you don't have to spend a lot of time. Take half a second and pause and just say, "Oh, that's cool." That's it. That's all you got to do, and repeat that as much as possible, with the ultimate goal of us basically walking around in our own, the whole world being our container, and we find beauty in every single second of the day. That's the goal. That's what I'm trying to achieve, and I hope that you guys will strive to do that as well. So I just thought it's really important for me, you guys, to understand where I'm coming from this whole thing. It's not just about making a whole bunch of money. It's really just about living a fucking awesome life and helping a lot more people live a fucking awesome life too. So I hope you come along for the ride and you'll keep listening to me, because a lot of good shit's coming here in the next hour or so. So, one of the coolest stories, man, from the last event we had was, I brought in a speaker. He's actually a guy that for lack of a better term, he's a therapist or whatever, but I've just talked to him a lot, and he's helped me quite a bit with understanding a lot of these things I'm explaining to you guys. I brought him up to speak because he's an expert. He has like 6 PhDs, and he's done a huge amount of study in how the brain works and how the entrepreneurial brain works. Like because entrepreneurs like us, we think differently than the rest of the world. We just do. 95% of the world wants to be told what to do every day, wants to go to a job, and needs to have step-by-step instructions given to them, basically everything mapped out so there's no question whatsoever with everything constantly. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just entrepreneurs don't think that way. In fact, step-by-step stuff for most entrepreneurs ends up you work it in a cubicle, in some corporation forever, and you hate your life. And that's what that is. Anyway, long story short, he's taught me what happens actually physiologically in your brain when you're an entrepreneur mind. And so I got him to come up and speak at my event, and he only spoke for maybe 20, 30 minutes. And it was really intriguing stuff, and I thought it helped a lot of people. A lot of people enjoyed it because you get to actually learn the science of what's going on. It's not just all woo-woo, fuzzy bunnies and feathers and hippie shit with meditation and all that. There's actually a physiological change that happens in your brain and what it does to you psychologically. There's real science behind it. So I brought him up to explain that, and then we went on a break after that, and I heard some lady who was at the event, and she was just an invited guest of somebody that I don't even know who they were exactly, but I never did find out because everybody's scared of me now. But she was complaining, and she was saying, I didn't waste my time to come to this event to learn how to, about a bunch of psychological shit. I came here to learn how to make money. And it really pissed me off big time. For one, the lady didn't pay a damn dime to be there, and I was about to share with her exactly what I'm about to share with you guys, which is a minimum 7-figure game plan, and it's really more like 8-9-figure game plan if you apply yourself. So for her to say that was so short-sighted and so narrow-minded that it really pissed me off. So I came back into the event after the break, and I feel bad about it now in some ways, but in some ways I don't. And I just went off on everybody. I was screaming at the top of my lungs, just saying some really horrible things. Basically, get the hell out of my event. If you don't want to hear what I got to say, and if you don't think what I've got to say or present is important, then fucking leave. And I mean, I hate to be that harsh, but it is what it is. And the other thing that got me so incensed about it was, the best story from the event was that there's a guy that had been emailing me for months and months and months and months and months and months and months, pretty much every day, saying how he wanted to work for me, he wanted to be a coaching client. He didn't have any money to be a coaching client, so he would kept emailing me, asking me, hey, how can I help you? How can I help you? And he just wanted to learn. You guys have to imagine, I get those kinds of emails almost every single day from a lot of people. I get a lot of sob stories, and I get so many of them that you get sort of jaded, and it's hard not to. But this guy was different. He approached it the right way. He didn't approach it just begging for stuff. He wanted to learn, and he wanted to help. So finally, I just started paying attention to him a little bit, and he basically just did the stuff I told him, and he started sending me these test results. He was taking these online SEO quizzes or something. I don't even know what the heck it is. I still don't know where it is, but he would send me screenshots of his scores, and his scores were improving and improving and improving. So he heard about the event I was having for everybody, and he asked if a couple questions about it. He didn't ask if he'd come, but he said he asked if he could help with it, something like that. And I said, well, better yet, just come out here, just be my guest at the event, and come, just get yourself here, and I promise you that you will, you'll have an awesome game plan by the time you're done, and just get here, and I promise you, you'll have at least a 7-figure game plan by the time you leave. So that was it. And then the day of the event came, and the morning of the event, I got an email from him, and he said that he had just landed the night before, and he had sorry guys, his story is just it still breaks me up a little bit. But, basically, this guy had sold a whole ton of his own stuff and then borrowed money from people apparently that didn't have money to loan him the money. And he ended up getting just enough money together to buy a plane ticket to come to San Diego. And he didn't have any more money than that. He spent his very last dime on that plane ticket, and he slept in the airport. And then he didn't have any money for food. He didn't have money for a hotel room. He didn't even have enough money to get a taxi from the airport to the event. Thank God the event wasn't an hour away from the airport, because he walked. He walked from the airport to, I didn't even ask him how long it took him, but it had to take a while, and it sure wasn't fun. And on the way, he was scoping out places under bridges and bus stops and all this stuff where he was going to sleep that night. So this guy dedicated this much to come to my event because basically, as I told him to. Meanwhile, there's some bitchy lady complaining because she didn't want to hear anything about psychology and physiology of the brain. She just wanted to come learn how to make money. As you can imagine, that really pissed me off, knowing all that. And it probably pissed you guys off too. But I just wanted to share that story because I just thought it was awesome, for one. And I told everybody at the event that thing after I exploded on everyone and told them how angry I was, and basically, get the fuck out of my life if you don't like what I'm doing. If you think I'm perfect and I do everything exactly the way it should be done all the time and I don't fail, then you're retarded and you need to get the fuck out of my life. I mean, it was really harsh, obviously. But, as you can imagine, I was pretty upset and I had that going on in my head. Well, later on, we passed around a hat, and everybody graciously donated money. We ended up raising $700 for him. Got him a hotel. Somebody donated a hotel room, so he had a place to stay. He had money for food then, and he had some money left over to take back to his family, which is fucking awesome. It just showed how awesome everybody at the event was. So that was great. Well, it turns out I took him to the hotel room that night, and took him to the hotel to drop him off so he could check in. And so I went in and put down my credit card to check him in, and just started talking to him, trying to get him know him a little bit more. And he said something about, "Oh, it's cool being in San Diego." And I was like, "Oh, you've been in San Diego before?" And he's like, "No, I've never even been to California." Well, turns out, guys, this not only was it his first time in California, it was his first time anywhere. It was first time on a plane, first time seeing the ocean, first time all this stuff. So, I mean, that even hit home even more, guys. So this guy just put faith in me so big that it meant a lot to me, and it still does. And here's what really hit home that next day was I logged into Facebook before I was heading to the hotel to do the second day of the event. And I saw what he posted on Facebook. You noticed that it was 13 hours ago, which meant that the time was just roughly after I dropped him off at the hotel. And he said, so basically after he got to the hotel and he absorbed what happened through the day, he said, "This has to be one of the best days of my life." And that impacted me in such a heavy way, guys. I mean, it's still... That's just awesome, man. To be able to do what we do. I mean, this is just boring ass internet marketing stuff in the end. And if it was just about making money and all this stuff, like, it's empty, like I was saying earlier. But to be able to impact somebody's life like that, just with some dumb event and a couple of little things, it's big. So, again, I know I'm going on a long time about this, but I just want to express how important it is to me that you guys understand before we get into the heavy technical stuff and it gets dry and boring that I want you to know where my heart is, and I want you to know how big and how important this stuff really is to me. We are about to fucking make a lot of money, and if you guys will listen to me, you will make more money than you've ever made in your life. And I know there's some of you on here right now. I know your names. Some of you that have made a lot of money and are pretty wealthy right now. But I'm telling you, what we're about to do is going to dwarf everything you've ever done in your life, all put together. I promise you that. So much so that I'm making this ridiculous guarantee, and you guys can take a screenshot of this and get back to me at some time in the future. This is how strongly I stand behind this. This is my ridiculous guarantee, and I promise you I'll stand behind this. You can get this recording, take a screenshot, whatever. If you do everything I teach, and this was this weekend, that was from the weekend of the event. If you do everything I teach on this training here and just follow through with what I tell you and scale it out big enough, and it's not even difficult, guys. You'll see, we've almost automated the whole damn thing. You just got to get off your damn ass and do something. If you do everything that I teach in this, if you don't make a minimum of 7 figures in the next 18 months, I'll personally write you a check for $100,000. I promise you that. So, by a show of yeses or whatever in the chat box, do I have your undivided attention now? Who said no? Awesome. Fuck yes, awesome. Okay, cool. So let's get into the boring technical shit now. All right, I'm going to grab a drink of water here real quick, guys. All right. Okay, here we go. I haven't coughed once. This is good. So, now that we're past all the raw stuff and you understand my motivation for this, I got to move really fucking fast because I got a whole lot of stuff to cover. And you guys will get these slides if you want them. So you don't really need to write down every one of these bullet points. I'll send them. I'll send the slides to you. And of course, there'll be recording of this. It is recording right now. Hopefully, it doesn't mess up. So just pay attention for right now, please. So close this a little bit. So we're talking about long tail SEO, and you guys that have watched the few training videos I've done on this. The reason I haven't released any more training videos, it's a very specific reason, because I've had a lot of automation tools in preparation for this being built, which you'll explain, you'll understand in a little bit, and I'll explain in a little bit. And last year when I tried to launch this the email marketing platform, it was very frustrating. I spent a lot of money, spent a lot of time spinning my wheels, talked to all the biggest experts in the world. And turns out most everybody is full of shit in that world, including me, turns out. And the stuff that I had worked okay, but it turned out to be damn near impossible to scale to big enough. You know, I would have had to have a staff of 1,000 people, and the technology just isn't there. And email is a freaking crazy moving target that even if you have the money and you have all the servers, you have all the technology in the world, you just never really hit the mark. So it became one of the most frustrating things I've ever done. And I was able to generate pretty good income from it, but it ended up being income and not wealth. I'm trying to build wealth. I'm not trying to build a job. I'm trying to build wealth. So for you guys that have come along for that ride, you've seen the transition. You saw the hell I went through with that, and I'm done with that shit. So I didn't want to promise too much with what this SEO thing was. I saw the whole picture of it, but I wanted to make it easy on you guys because SEO can get to be a deep subject, and I didn't want to spread myself too thin and make promises I couldn't keep on this whole thing. So I've been pretty quiet about what I'm doing with it, and you'll see why in a little bit. But basically, now is when I'm hitting the ground running. You're going to see a whole different Matt coming out of this because I've changed my life around. I'm very centered, very focused. And like I said, my container is now business and doing this stuff. I'm scaling like I've never scaled in my life. We have well over 1,000 people on our team now that are doing this stuff. So I've got staff you guys can access. I've got automation tools you guys can access. All kinds of stuff. You guys can get involved on any sort of level that you want. And we have some of the most ridiculous automation I've ever seen in my life for this. I mean, it's literally gotten down now to where you just have to push a couple buttons and sit back and cash checks. And it sounds pie in the sky hype. Believe me, I didn't believe it myself until we've played around with these things, but I'm telling you, it's the truth. So all that being said, what we're focusing on now for this entire thing is just long tail SEO, meaning keyword phrases that are fairly long. And the reason we're doing that is they're extremely fast and easy to rank for. And most people don't focus on them because everybody's taught in internet marketing world when they talk about SEO is to use tools like the Google keyword tool. Well, guess what's wrong with the Google keyword tool? It's made by fucking Google, who has 85% of their revenue coming from paid traffic. They have zero vested interest in helping you get organic search results, natural listings. It's not good for them for you to not pay for ads. They want you to be frustrated with SEO to the point where you just say, screw it, I'm just going to go buy my traffic instead. So all the training out there has you focus on completely the wrong thing. You focus on learning these goofy tools that so the whole strategy is supposed to be that you look for search terms to rank for that have, high search volume and low competition. Well, those do exist, but guess what? I mean, the world is accelerating so fast, especially online, that those dry up almost instantly. And if they do exist, typically there's no money in them anyway. I mean, if there's competition there, it means there's money at least. So those keyword tools tend to really screw you up. And if you have automation, then it's completely the opposite of the way you want to think anyway. So I don't even like keyword tools at all. We'll talk more about keyword tools in a little bit later, but anything you've heard up to this point about keyword research and keyword tools, just throw that shit out the window. It's garbage, and it's mostly comes from people that maybe make 6 figures a year, not anybody that's trying to do 8-9 figures a year like I'm trying to do. So just trust me, those tools suck, and don't listen to them, and you'll understand why. I mean, obviously we have to start with keywords somewhere, but I'll get to that in a little bit. So the other thing you have with long tail SEO is if you get enough rankings, you got massive traffic, and I'll show a little chart in a second, and zero competition, which is awesome because typically SEO has been very expensive. It's resource intensive, takes a lot of time typically, so it doesn't make any good business sense to spend those resources and time and energy and money, obviously, which is the word resources basically, to go after something that has zero competition and what has seemingly no search for it. The other problem with those search tools is that 85% of all searches are unique. I didn't even believe this when I first heard it. I had to look it up from several different sources, but it turns out it's true and it's getting bigger. What that means is that 85% of all searches done on search engines have never been searched for in the entire history of the internet. Let me think about that for a second. 85%. And it's because people are getting smarter and smarter about how to use the internet. So they're searching for more long tail stuff. And search tools like Siri on the iPhone, which is really just a way of speaking in your search terms, those become tools that makes it easier to do longer tail. So people are doing more long tail stuff like how to buy a used car in San Diego for cheap. That's a really freaking long search term, but people are understanding that the deeper you dig with a more specific keyword, the better results you get. And that's only going to get more that way over time. And that's because of this last bullet here, which is the future of all search traffic, which is semantics and natural language processing. What that really just means is that learning how to process a sentence and understanding what it means without having to say the exact words. And we do it in our brains all the time. So I can describe a table, for instance, about 1 million different ways, and you'll still understand it just through natural language processing. So if I say I have a glass table here, which I do on my desk at the office here is a glass table, automatically your mind forms all kinds of your brain does natural language processing, and then you already start thinking, well, that's glass, so glass must have, probably has metal legs, and the glass is probably clear, or it could have a coating on it. You understand what I'm saying? That's natural language processing. And there's a whole lot you can extrapolate just from that one sentence, just because you know how to process language in your brain. Well, what's interesting about that is that Google is becoming like a person, and they are getting very, very good at natural language processing. And the more it's just basically able to extract meaning from a search term that you put in there that you probably didn't think of before. And it's basically like a human brain, and it's only going to get more so that way. So the more that we can focus on the long tail SEO, the better future proof we're going to be. So here's a little chart showing the what most internet marketers that focus on SEO do normally is go after the blue shaded section. They go after the terms that have a lot of search activity, and they're all short terms. And as you can see, that's where a lot of traffic is. But, that's also where all the competition is. And it makes it much, much more expensive, takes a lot longer, and all of that to compete. Well, my whole plan here is just to go after the long tail, which is the green section, which if you were to expand that out to the right, that basically goes off into infinity. So basically there's an infinite number of things that we could rank for and infinite amount of traffic. And we'll talk about what that means right now. So let's just use an example of hotels. So keep this in mind. There are roughly 100 brands of hotel in the US alone. And if we take a long tail search term like book room at Grand America in Salt Lake City, that's Grand America Hotel right there in Salt Lake City. So book room at Grand America in Salt Lake City. It's a long tail search term, right? Most people would not bother to spend the time and energy to rank for that search term for obvious reasons. And then you throw in something like spin tax, which most of you know what that means. For those of you that don't, I'll cover that very briefly. Spin tax is based on the idea of anagrams. So if you take anagrams, is if you take letters in a word and you switch them up around, you make other words out of them. So if you take Doctor Who and you switch those up, you can come up with the word Torchwood. That's spin tax. So spin tax basically does that with sentences or phrases, or even articles, paragraphs, whatever. You can spin lots of things lots of different ways. So, and you'd use variables. So, let's see if my mouse works over there. No, it doesn't. Of course not. So now we got the same search term here. It's instead of having book a room, we'll use room, hotel, suite. So those are all three variations that we could rotate amongst to come up with our spin tax. So we book room, hotel, suite at hotel name, and you got to remember there's 100 different brands of hotel in the U.S. alone. So imagine the hotel name there being swapped out for 100 different names every time that you did an iteration of this search term. Book hotel room, suite, hotel name in city or suburb, and there's 34,000 roughly incorporated cities and suburbs in the U.S. So you got room, hotel, suite, those three variables there, and you got 100 variables in the hotel name by the brand. You got 34,000 different ones, city, suburb. So if you put that all in a permutation calculator, you come out with that number on the bottom. That's the number of combinations that you have from just those variables, from just that book, room, hotel, suite at hotel name and city or suburb. So just going after that one search term and doing the various combinations of that is basically an infinite amount of business right there. It really is. You can see right there. So even if you focus on just hotels and just that search term, we could build an entire SEO empire by doing lead generation for those various hotels, which I will talk about in a little bit. So if you went out to longer tail and you included at the end the state name and then like Travelocity or hotels.com, priceline.com, you start seeing, wow, like I said in the first slide, this opportunity is way, way bigger than you think. And even if every single one of us hired 10,000 people to work for us, we still couldn't hit all this stuff. Because that's just hotels, and that's just one spin tax of one search term, guys. So now if you start thinking about, we start doing lead gen for Apple, Netflix, Best Buy, and then product names, movie names, and then buy, shop, purchase. Think of all the different combinations. You come up with trillions of combinations. Trillions doesn't even cover it. It's just seriously unlimited amount of traffic, because if you think about it, even if those kind of search terms don't get a lot of traffic, but with the kind of scaling and automation that we can do, even if there's only one visitor a year spread across that, that's still millions and millions and millions and billions and trillions of potential visitors out there in traffic. So it's ridiculously amazing right here. Opportunity we have. All right, sorry guys, I had to cough. So with the fact that we got seriously unlimited amount of traffic and no competition and infinite scalability because automation we have, it sets up an opportunity for the best, the easiest, fastest, biggest scaling business opportunity I've ever seen in my entire life. So we get into serious automation, video creation automation, content creation automation, backlinking automation, and then crowdsource automation, which is automating with people, which is what our team does, which is the execution side of that, which I'll cover in a little bit. And what we'll end up doing is swallowing entire markets whole, and massive job creation, obviously, and billions in revenue. That's where I'm going with this, guys. And that's just the overview of what we're getting into. And we're already an hour into this. So I'm trying to compress. You guys can imagine, I did 2 full days of an event here, 2 weekends. I'm trying to compress that all into a short amount of time. But hope you guys can start to see the picture forming a little bit here. So I want to talk about a little bit more about the typical internet marketing. This has been a big shift for me, and it's been I wouldn't say hard, but I'll say interesting. I'm learning new skills basically, because I have reinvented myself. I'm spending a lot of time on the spiritual side of things. You can call it praying, you can call it meditating, you can call it whatever you want, and things like I used to be a pretty hardcore partier up until last year. I've stopped drinking. I've stopped doing a bunch of that dumb shit, and I'm lost a bunch of weight already. I'm down 20 pounds now, really taking care of myself, and that's all different because the typical internet marketer, which what I'm used to dealing with over all these last 15 years, basically. It's the typical guy, like either they have a business they hate or they are able to work from home somehow, and basically it's a lone gun sitting in their basement in their underwear. I mean, making money, clicking a few buttons, and typing in stuff here and there. And that's who I'm used to talking to because that's been me. And over the years, all I did was drink, and I had automated systems making me a bunch of money, and I just run around and act like a retard all the time, and end up getting fat and unhealthy over the years, and obviously very, very unhappy with my life as well. So the shift, but from that being that lone gun, typical internet marketer, to over to having some structure. And by structure, I'm meaning, I get up 7 o'clock in the morning. I actually drive to my office. I stop working from home, going to an actual office and working with a real team. So I've got a pretty damn big team now. We've got almost 1,000, well, over 1,000 people now working on this as a team. So the only reason I bring all this up, guys, is I'm making this transition, so I'm hoping that you can too. And we are at exactly an hour into this, but I want to start getting in your head the idea that we are going to work on this as a team. And that's really, I found it that it's very hard for a typical internet marketer to grasp that because we're all programmed by all the other marketers out there and all the Warrior Forum bullshit and all the products are constantly launched, and that you can make millions just sitting at home by yourself. Well, that's a fantasy. I mean, it can happen, but mostly it's a fantasy and not really true. It can happen, but it's very, very difficult. It's much easier to do it as a team. Plus, you develop structure and people to hold you accountable. So what I want to encourage you guys to do, if you're not going to work with me on my team, at least build your own team. But I really want to encourage you to let's just go kick some ass together, and I'm going to show you how we'll do that in a minute. So I'm going to pause for 1 minute, guys. I really got to go pee, and then I'll be back in 1 minute. So you guys can go take a pee break real quick as well. I'll be back in 1 minute. All right, guys, I'm back. Thanks for that. I'm pretty sure that's the first time I've never heard of anybody stopping for a pee break in the middle of a webinar, but whatever. Anyway, I was thinking of something when I was in there. I get my best ideas when I'm peeing for some reason, but it made me think of shoot, I lost my train of thought already. What the hell was I thinking about? Oh, my coaching clients. So my coaching has been pretty much like other coaching programs out there where it's basically, you provide some training, some calls, some group calls or whatever, and get my contact information. But basically in the end, you're on your own. You basically you sink or swim based on your own actions and your own merit. which, that's how life is anyway. But I've always sort of treated it like, you come in, I show you what to do. You got my contact information. You need help. And then, you go do your thing. Well, now I'm treating this differently. Everything's changing. I'm bringing everybody in as a team. So we all work together. I'm actually building a entirely new team training portal that's much more structured, much more step by step, and much more social aspect. Everybody working together, shared resources, shared tools, shared traffic, even shared funnels, all of this. So you guys that have been frustrated with trying to make some of this stuff work, frustrated with, various tools that you might need, and even understanding what the hell I do from day to day. A lot of people don't even get that, some of you that are frustrated with not having your own team. Some people that, may not have access to all these various tools all the time. All this stuff, that's all changing, guys. And it's all changing very quickly. And I'm getting it, basically setting this up so we're all working as a team. So that being said, let's get into the next section of this stuff. So the overview of this is, here's what we're going after. So we know we're going after long tail SEO, but what does that mean? What are we actually trying to rank? How are we trying to generate leads, and how are we trying to do that whole part? So let's talk about what we're actually trying to do right now. And right now, what we're doing is basically the gist of what we're doing is creating Google Hangout videos. And the reason we're doing that, you guys have already seen all the training on that, so I'm not going to cover it. If you haven't seen it, then go watch it again. I'm not going to get into that too much. Create Google Hangout videos just because Google's putting emphasis on that. Video will always have some sort of emphasis in SEO, I believe, and probably more so in the future. So whether it's Hangouts or the new Google Live stuff, whatever it is in the future, just right now, Google Hangouts are working the best, so that's why we are focusing on those. And then we syndicate them. Now, syndication is a really important part of this because the number one ranking aspect for the freshness index is the embed code. Now, let me explain that a little bit. Google has something called a freshness index. And if you understand how that works, you'll get it. Because if you go to search for something, you don't want results to come up from 5 years ago. You want to know what the latest, greatest version of that is, no matter what it is, whether it's news or some kind of tech topic or, even gossip or whatever. You want to know the latest stuff. You don't want to know the old shit. Nobody cares about the old shit. You want the new shit. So Google has a thing called freshness index. So anything fresh and new gets an automatic bump from them in rankings. So a big time ranking factor is how new your stuff is. That sort of goes against the idea of having an age domain and authority sites and all that, but that's a completely different topic. You can have an age domain and authority site, but with new, fresh content all the time. So the freshness index gives you the ability to rank fast because your stuff is new. If you back that up with authority, you're going to rank instantly almost. Another big part of that freshness index is Google trying to figure out what stuff is going viral and what's not. Well, that term gets thrown around a lot, but nobody really can define it. Well, from an SEO perspective, I can define it very easily. So the way that Google identifies a video that's going viral is they look at how many times the embed code is used. That's the exact same embed code is used on various domains. So especially since Google owns YouTube, they can track that stuff very, very easily. And so the way that we do that is through syndication. And we can manipulate that freshness index and that virality ranking factor just by having more places to syndicate and put that embed code. So Hope you guys get that. That's a really, really powerful thing right there. And just that bullet alone right there is worth this entire webinar, because what that means is that if you have your own big enough Web 2.0 network or big enough blog network, you can force videos to go viral. I'll say that again because that's powerful. You can force your own videos to go viral, and that's what we're doing. So we force them to go viral. The problem with viral stuff and freshness index is they tend to fade over time. So then what we do with that is we build links and press releases and all this stuff to make them stick. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. So through that, we get rankings. So we create Hangout videos. We syndicate them across our networks that we have. And man, oh man, hold on, guys. Sorry about that, guys. Oh man. Had the gardener come by here with his stupid blower blowing right on my doors here. Noisy. Anyway, got rid of him. So we're creating videos, syndicating them to force them to go viral, and then we get our rankings. Since they're long tail SEO, we'll rank very, very quickly, and then we'll build links to them to get them to stick. So like I said earlier, the freshness index is great, but it will fade over time if you don't do some other stuff to get them to stick. And then by doing this, and we just keep repeating that over and over, we keep pointing links from our Hangout videos that we're ranking and syndicating and building links to. We point those links in the descriptions of those videos to our money sites. Over time, it will pull up our money sites, and our money sites will rank as well. And then through that, we'll generate leads and sales, which we're trying to do. So now we're going to get into the exact steps of how to do this, so pay attention. This is going to get crazy fast, but I'm going to blow through this really quickly because I'm going to give you the slides anyway, and we're going to talk about how to automate this, so don't get too wrapped around this anyway, because the automation is what really destroys this, but I want you to understand what's going on behind it. So I'm going to think in terms of projects. And a project means a client or a set of 20 to 30 keywords. And keep projects at 20 to 30 keywords max. And we're using, remember my rant earlier about how keyword tools suck and they only screw you up. Well, we're using Google Suggest keywords. And that's powerful because Google Suggest keywords are basically keywords that people are actually searching for. So it's actual stuff that's been searched, and it's not just a guess in some keyword tool with the traffic that's there. And we use a cool tool called Keyword Shitter. It's a decent tool. Let me pull this up here real quick. And all that it does, so if we're searching for example, like shoes, so this here is the Google Suggest keywords. What the keyword tool does is it just does shoes and then space and then an A, and then scrapes those keywords. And then it'll do B and then scrape those keywords. And then C, scrape those keywords, and you can see. And then it does that in an iterative fashion. So it'll do A and then it'll do at target. And then it'll do that as well. So it'll do shoes at and then A, and then, to scrape those keywords, and then B. So you guys get it. It basically creates a massive amount of keywords. So hopefully this tool is working. It wasn't working the other day, yesterday. There we go. So we'll just type in shoes, and you guys will start to see it here. And I'll hit shit keywords. So there you go. Those are the exact ones. And this will keep running. I'm going to go ahead and stop it. But then you can just take these keywords, do Control A, and then copy these and then paste them into our little automation tool, and then we let it rip. So that's it for keyword research. That's seriously all that I do. I don't do any more than that. There's another tool I heard about. I didn't even look it up yet. Uber Suggest. Uber. suggest. I think it does the same thing. Yeah. So it does the same thing, basically. So if you're missing, where's my, there we go. That's all we do for keyword research, basically, guys. It's just that simple. And in the automation tools that we have, that's really all you got to do. So then the crux of everything that we have is Google accounts. And again, you're going to get the slides, so don't get in a rush to copy these down. I'm going to blow through this really, really fast. But understand that Google accounts are the crux of this whole thing, because we are creating Google properties to build links upon, so that we have basically future-proof and indexable links that are powerful, which you guys should understand from the training videos already. So again, I'm going to blow through this really, really fast. I covered this in over about an hour at the event, but I'm going to blow through it here in like 2 minutes, because I have automation tools that do all this for us now. But here, I just want you to know what's going on behind the scenes. So with a new Google account, we're basically trying to create an account based on what is a new person. So you got to treat it as if there's a brand new person just born, or born is a really bad way to put it, but basically just got on the internet essentially, and they have a past, they have a name, they have an entire life that you have to make look real across all of Google's properties in order to utilize those properties to build links upon. So to do that, we create a fresh browser, and that by fresh browser it means you got to clear all your cookies and cache and everything, and do not use Google Chrome. That should be obvious, because that's owned by Google and they can track inside of Google Chrome. So the best one for that so far, because it's easier to clean out everything, is Internet Explorer, but Firefox works fine, Safari works fine. Just make sure you clear out your cookies and your cache, so you're creating a fresh browser experience as if a new person just got on the internet and is trying to set up Google accounts. And then we create masked emails on Bouncer, boun.cr. That's the domain, boun.cr. And all that is relay email addresses that are created on the fly. And you put in your real email address, and it gives you a random generated one from Bouncer that you put into the Google account creation tool whenever you're signing up, so that you can verify your email through them, and you basically can use existing accounts that you have, email accounts, and still make it look like it's a new person. That's the important point you got to get here. This is a new person. And then rent a phone number. And there's a lot of ways you can do that. Renting a phone number is needed because Google accounts now need to be phone verified, meaning they're going to try to call you or send you a text, and you got to enter a code that you get from the call or the text to phone verify the accounts. And again, this is all to try to show that this account is being put together by a real person. That's important because Google doesn't want to allow you to use their stuff in the way that we're using it, to manipulate it for SEO. So we're trying to game the system here. There's nothing illegal, nothing immoral about it, so get over that. But we want to rent phone numbers. So you can do this a lot of different ways. You can rent a phone number from Callfire, Call Loop, or Twilio. There's a bunch of little services out there to do it. You know, it's $1 or $2 a time to rent a number, and then you can forward that number to wherever you want to forward it to, and then you'll get the call from Google or the text or whatever you need. It's better to skip all the texting, because texting takes a while to set up, and just have a phone, the number forwarded. I like Callfire the best. Costs $3, and you have that number for use for an entire month. And then you can forward it to your own number, get the code, and then phone verify your Google account. Now that's great and all, but you can also get a new SIM card for your phone, and the SIM cards are ridiculously cheap. I've seen them anywhere from $1 to $10. And each new phone number you get, or each new SIM card you get, we'll get you a new phone number and that's good for about another 10 Google accounts. So each one of these Google accounts is basically the base you're building upon to get your rankings done. So you can get a new SIM card, they're super cheap, or you can rent a phone number. And then we go on to fakenamegenerator.com, generate a full avatar, and I'll show you how we do that here. It's super easy. The old way of doing this, I mean, I've been using fake name generator for, I don't know, since like 2008. Things have been around forever. We used to use it for, back in the day when we were doing really big AdWords stuff, we would use it to create accounts on AdWords. So we'd go get employee credit cards that were tied to our corporate bank accounts. And I would never talk about this stuff publicly, but now I don't care because I don't do it anymore. But get employee credit cards, and then we'd just go in fake name generator, and this would be our new employee, Andrea D. Applegate, 1927 Hardesty Street, Albany, New York. What's important about this is these are real addresses, and AdWords and Google verify this against white pages. So they've got a back end, an API of some sort into white pages, so they verify. They can tell if you're making up addresses. So we found that out by losing some AdWords accounts. Greg Davis is really familiar with that too. We've had a lot of back and forth with that. But now we use fake name generator for this. And so we don't have to come up with a name. We don't have to come up with any stuff. We just go in here. There's our new avatar. And we're going to use for our, so then we take all this information. It's got everything. It's got a birth date. It's got a height. It's got a weight. Because we want to use all this stuff in our Google Plus account that we create as well. Google Plus is, for you guys that don't know, is basically Google's version of Facebook. It's a social network. And in there, to make an account look real, you need to do things like put in your birthday, all that stuff. Put in your occupation, where you work. Here's where you work. If you got a website, here's the car you drive, all that sort of stuff. It's already done for you. It's generated automatically by this. If you don't like it, you just refresh it, and there's another one. Dorothy Munger. And the other cool thing is, with all these accounts, you need usernames and passwords that sometimes it's a little bit of a pain to come up with. And this thing just generates them for you automatically. So we just go in here and do this, right click and copy it. And we use all this stuff in our accounts. You don't have to think of anything. It's all done for you. And even this email address, turns into a real address. You can use instead of the bouncer email addresses that I just talked about if you want. See, it just sets it up automatically. It works just like the bouncer email addresses, which you can use if you want. The only problem with them is that Google knows these are coming from fake name generator, because a lot of people are doing this. So I don't do that. I use bouncer ones. So, and then in the slide here, it said create a full avatar. Well, it's done for you. This is a full avatar. This is a person. Image 2. So what do we do for image? The right way to do it would be to go to iStock Photo or some sort of image licensing place and just buy an image of somebody, a picture of somebody that's smiling that you think would look like Dorothy J. Munger or whatever. Or you can be a little bit more black hat on the edge and just do, just take this, copy it, go to Google, Dorothy J. Munger, and then go to images. There we go. That's what she looks like. So I can just take that and drag that image off onto my desktop, and I'll use that in my Google Plus profile stuff. So image 2. So basically, again, you're trying to create a real person. And then you go in and create your, fill out your Google Plus profile, like here, that's here in the bullet. Go to your YouTube account, create a YouTube channel, and then activate the Hangouts in the YouTube channel, and then go set up a Blogger account. And the Blogger account you'll set up with, for this, you'll set up for your project. Basically, each project has a main keyword that you're trying to rank for, so your account will be like, say, lose weight fast, Don't go after lose weight fast. That's dumb. Just so okay, let's just use the hotel example. Say bookaroom.blogger.com. It's because it'll ask you for the domain name. So you just basically put your main keyword for that, and then your Google Drive account. The Google Drive account may not seem like an important part of this, but there is a ranking factor here because Google Drive stuff that's set to public does get indexed. So what we'll do is we'll go get an article from Article Builder. You guys have already seen Article Builder. I've recommended that in other videos. Get an article and upload it to Google Drive. Put it in a text document or even a PDF. Upload it to Google Drive account that's tied into our Google account. And then set it as public. So the visibility, set it to public. And if it's a PDF or even an Excel spreadsheet or anything like that, you can then, there's another little drop down that says, convert this to text. And you put links in there as well. So you put your article with links in there back to what you're trying to rank. And then Google indexes that stuff. And even if it doesn't rank, what it does is it gives you links, pretty powerful links back to what you're trying to rank for. Okay, that's all cool, but guess what, guys? That's a whole lot of work, and I'm going to show you in a minute how to automate that. So syndication, remember we talked about syndication earlier. Syndication is a big thing because we're trying to use that to not only get links, but also to make our stuff appear to be viral and to build authority over time. And in syndication, we're also over time trying to build up a portfolio of properties that we own and control that we can then point links from there back to what we're trying to rank for. And you can do this all for free, which is cool. There are some other tools out there that make this faster and easier. They're inexpensive. And in the videos that you guys have seen already in the coaching, I recommended a tool called OnlyWire. But OnlyWire can get expensive. You can get to where you're spending a couple $100 a month for the enterprise stuff to get enough exposure with it or enough syndication. But there's a new tool that we're using that's a whole lot better, and it's a whole lot cheaper, has much better syndication, and has better thought behind it even, and it's called SendWire. It's not really ready yet for the public. I kind of can get you in the back end of that when you guys are ready for that, but I definitely sorry guys. Hold on. Oh man, sorry about that. That's what we're using instead of OnlyWire these days. And then you tie that in with a service called Deliverit, this dlvr.it, which is an automation tool to help you with your syndication, and ifttt.com, which is if this then that, which is very similar to Deliverit, and in that it automates things like as soon as you syndicate a video to one of your Web 2.0 properties, it will automatically post it on Facebook or Twitter or things like that for you. I don't want to get into those too much right now because, again, here in a little bit, I'm going to show you how to automate that whole damn thing. But if you guys really want to dig in and learn how to use those, there's all kinds of training that's out there for them that's free, and I can show you where it is if you really want to know. But again, it's grunt work that I really don't want to do. I don't do it. My team doesn't do it. We automate this stuff. So I'm just showing you the background here. And then Social Ladder for link diversity. Social Ladder does what's called social signals and social linking using Twitter links and that kind of thing. And it's one of the tools that we use also for syndication. And it also does things like if you have sites that have been slapped or penalized for over optimization, so you have too many links coming in that say lose weight fast, and it looks unnatural, and just lose weight fast as an example. If you have a website that's about lose weight fast, you have loseweightfast.com, and every single link coming in, the anchor text is lose weight fast, that's not natural. So you can use a tool like Social Adder to basically spam a bunch of links out there using Twitter and a lot of other social networks to to dilute those links and give you link diversity that looks more natural. That's how you fix penalized sites, basically. And Article Builder, which I've talked about a lot, use Article Builder for content for all of these to keep posting those and keep these accounts active so they look real and active. Because the last thing you want to do is get all these set up and then be building links to them and from them, and then you stop posting on them and then they look dormant. So that's really bad. So you want to just set them up, and these are all automation tools, guys. Deliberate and ifttt.com does automation for you. So you got to just set this up once, and then you can automate it using Article Builder content completely. So for the videos that we're creating, that we stream into Google Hangout videos, using tools like Video Maker FX, which you guys have seen the link to, Easy Sketch Pro, and Animoto is another one that you guys may not know about. It's a slideshow style tool. It's I don't remember what it is now. Maybe it's about $100 a year for a commercial account. Basically, you upload some images, put in some text, and it creates a pretty nice slideshow style video for you that you can use. So we want lead gen style videos. They're short, punchy, and not long, complicated videos. We're really just trying to set these up to either get people to click a link or call a phone number, and you can forward those phone numbers to wherever. And for our online tutoring niche that we'll talk about a little bit, that I'm driving leads for, basically all we're doing is generating a phone call, an inbound phone call that we get paid $7 per lead for a 9-second phone call. So we'll set up lead gen videos, and then on these videos, all you got to do, basically you can't keep, so over time, like I said in the overview here, we want to be ranking Hangout videos, and to bring those up, if they're not ranking right away, we just got to build more links to them. And then the way that we do that is just create more Hangout videos and point those subsequent Hangout videos at the previous ones. So what that does is just creates links back to the previous videos that you rank over time, and you keep doing that over and over and over and over and over and over, and you build more and more and more and more links. Problem is with that is you got to keep creating videos, and the problem is that Google won't and YouTube won't let you just keep uploading the same video over and over, because that's spam, and they'll just kick them out and cancel your, they'll ghost your accounts and all that stuff. Really, really bad. So to get around that, create one video and then change the bumpers and the music. So I'll do videos that don't have music under them, and then change the music on each one, and then change the bumpers. Bumpers meaning the intro and outro of each video, so that the videos have a unique length every time and have different music every time. And again, don't get super caught up in this, because we have tools that will automate it. The automation tools make kind of crappy videos, so if you want videos that you want to rank, you need to manually create them, and it's something you can get done on Fiverr. You can pay a lot of outsourcers really, really cheap. Plus, we'll have a team as well in here that you can utilize to get videos made and changed. So don't get too hung up on that. It's super cheap, super fast, and easy to do. The idea here is to just make sure that each video you upload is unique in some fashion. So I'm going to show you a quick little example here of one of the lead gen style videos we're doing for the online tutoring space. All right, I'll stop there, because That's all the video does. The rest of it is, oops. That's all the video is, and the rest is just phone number. So the whole video is about 30 some seconds. So you see it gets the point across. That's all we're trying to do. And that video was created in Video Maker FX. Super fast, super easy. And, you know, we're ranking for things like, so this is for online tutoring for piano lessons, obviously. We just started on that project, so it's not ranking yet. But anyway, you get the idea. Those are the videos that we're using. So, oh, no, I don't want to hear that again. So here's our current automation tool. You guys that want to go take action and get started on this right now, then and to do a little bit more manual process and have control over what you're doing, you can use this tool. It's fine. It has its own issues. I'm not a huge fan of it. I think the name is dumb, first of all, but it works. So what this tool does is it needs a couple of different inputs. It needs the Google accounts that I just told you how to create. So it needs all that information, and it needs the accounts that are tied into OnlyWire or SendWire, basically logins for all of the various social network accounts that you need to syndicate across that I talked about earlier. And the other thing it needs is videos, because what it does is it streams those videos into your Google Hangout on your YouTube channel. Well, then what the tool does is then it goes out and does all the links. It does all the embed codes. It does all the syndication stuff for you, so you don't have to do all of that stuff. You don't have to go copy and paste a whole bunch of content across 100 different sites. You don't have to go log into each one, post the content, and then log out, you know, and all that stuff. It does all that stuff for you and does all the linking the right way. Plus, then what it does is it takes each one of those sites and links and combines them into an RSS feed, and then takes those RSS feed links and distributes across all of the RSS directories out there. It does a whole bunch of stuff like that. Basically automates a big chunk of your SEO. It does kind of suck at some of the stuff, and it can produce some sort of crappy results, but it does work and works pretty damn well. It actually doesn't even need videos. It will create videos for you. It does really, really simple slideshow style videos. If you don't feed it a video and you just give it keywords, it'll basically take the keywords, put the text on the screen, and do a slideshow style video, really boring slideshow style video. And then what it will do is take, excuse me, it will take those keywords, excuse me, hold on guys, I gotta mute. It will do a keyword search, take those keywords and do a Google keyword search and do an image search and pull in images related to those keywords and make a slideshow style video out of it. Well, obviously, you know, that's kind of crappy, because if you've ever done image searches on Google, you know that those images aren't always relevant, and the tool has no way of knowing that. So you don't even have to do videos for it. So I let the thing run on its own just for linking purposes, and I let it create its own videos in the whole thing, because in the end it doesn't matter, because each video it creates will be unique, and you don't have to worry about changing the music and the bumpers, because it has built-in music. You can include your own music library, which I have. Any of my coaching clients, anybody on my team will get access to my music library as well. I have the rights. I purchased rights to a giant music library that we're using our own tools, because the Hangout Millionaire tool has its own music library that it changes every time, so each video is unique, but obviously there's only a certain number of tracks in there, and there's a lot of people using this tool, so it's starting to develop a footprint. Well, I have my own music that I give you guys, and plus you can semi-automate this thing by doing the image search yourself and giving the thing its own images, so then you make a little bit higher quality videos. But what I will do is I'll create one really high quality video that I want to rank for, that's going to be great for conversion and lead generation, feed that to it initially and have it run, and then from then on the projects, which I'll show you how to do in a second, I'll let the tool run and make its own videos, and then those videos just point back to my original one, my high quality one, to get it to rank. So then any further runs of the Hangout Millionaire tool are just to make those other videos rank really well. And that works really, really well. Now this tool is awesome and everything, but we have our own version of it. It is just a black box, and it's a little bit hard to control the quality of it, which I don't like. And it does have its own little glitches here and there. It's not perfect, but it is still a hell of a tool. And we're using it internally currently, and it works very, very well. But just know that I have our own version of this under development. I don't know when it's going to come out. Could be 2 weeks, could be 2 months. I've learned to not make any promises when it comes to software, because every time I make a promise, I get bit in the ass by it, because software development is always next week, never ending. So just know I have my own in development, and you guys will get access to it for no charge whatsoever when it comes out. If you want to get going on this right away, you can go through my affiliate link, which I'll make some money from, obviously. And I'll, you guys will get more training on how I'm doing this. But themarketingmoron.com/HOM. Now, I'm going to cover how I run it, and then I'm going to get into even heavier automation here in a second. So, here we go. So here's how I run the tool. I just talked a little bit about how I'm doing it. So I set up one high quality video. Make sure the titles have your keywords in it. The title of the video, which is going to get uploaded to YouTube as a Hangout, remember. And then I'll run that manually, basically, or semi-manually, because the tool will run all of its stuff. And then from then on, what I'll do is let the tool create its own videos, as I just mentioned, and you can tell it to pick between 3 and, you can tell it whatever number you want. But I'll just have it do a random number between 3 and 15. You don't want it to do the same amount every time just because it's dumb. You don't want to create any footprints. And again, this is supposed to look like something that's being done organically by somebody that's creating content, creating videos, and just uploading them to YouTube, right? We're not trying to look like we're trying to game the system, so we got to be very careful about how we do this. So I'll tell it a random number. I'll just do a coin flip kind of thing almost, and I'll just do 3 to 15 videos on the first run. And those videos are the low quality, crappy ones that this tool creates on its own. And those will link back to my original high quality one to get it to rank. Follow me? So, and then I'll wait 3 to 5 days, and I'll see what's sticking. And what I mean by that is some of those 3 to 15 videos will start ranking on their own, and I'll take those that are starting to rank on their own. This is why it doesn't really matter what keywords we target, guys. We can just throw a whole bunch of keywords in the tool and just let it rip. It's basically spam, but who cares? Because all we're trying to do is see what sticks. Throw in a whole bunch of stuff against the wall and see what's sticking a little bit. And by what sticks, it just means what is starting to rank. So you'll take the report that's generated by Hangout Millionaire. It spits out a PDF report each time, and then I'll take the links that are in Hangout Millionaire, which gives us our YouTube link that is our Hangout video, and I'll throw it into our tracking tool, which I'll talk about in a second, and wait 3 to 5 days, and then see which one's just starting to tick up. It may be even on page 2, page 3, but you can start to see that it's starting to pull up. And then what I'll do is take those links and take those videos and point our subsequent videos at those. So we're trying to build basically a daisy chain effect of the videos that we ran earlier. We're linking to those on each subsequent run, so that you're building a long daisy chain of authority. So then what we'll do is run 3 to 5 videos again, and the description links of those videos point to the sticky ones I just talked about. And you can use spin tax so it looks more organic. And what I mean by that is the tool allows spin tax, which shows those variables I talked about earlier. So you can plug in a whole bunch of video links to our previous videos, and the tool will automatically rotate amongst those so it looks completely random and looks organic, which is really, really cool. So you don't even have to think about it. You can just plug in all these variables, and then every 3 to 5 days, and it's something you don't want to do always 3 videos or always 15 videos or always 7. You always want a random number. And you don't always want to do every 3 days either. You don't always ever want to do 5, because that looks like a pattern it's not organic. You want as much randomness as you want, but you don't want to go more than 5 days. So then I'll do every 3 to 5 days, do that spin tax and point those links back to those original videos. And then that's all you do. Once you set that stuff up one time in the system, then you can just choose your project settings. Each project has settings that get saved, and you just keep running it and running it and running it and running it. The tool does itself. So literally, once you're set up and running, it takes maybe 2-3 minutes of work to get this going, and it just does it itself. There is a lot of setup in the beginning, but that's it. And then just you rinse and repeat every 3 to 5 days until you get the rankings you want. And then you just do more projects and just run and run and run and run and run and run. Super simple. Here's some more tips and tricks. That's linking to previous and sticky videos, which I talked about. Creates that daisy chain effect, and it builds up that authority in those over time, because as more links coming into your previous stuff, it just shows Google that there's something popular about those previous ones, and it builds up the authority over time, which means any links going out of that video that have more and more authority, and the links going out of that original sticky one is pointing back to your money site, which we talked about earlier. Eventually, over time, that those links get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger, and it will pull up your money site and have it ranking as well. So it's a really, really cool system, super simple to execute, and nobody's doing this, guys. Trust me. Here's another little cool trick. You put a link to an authority video or channel in your description. What I mean by that, if you see a channel or a video that's constantly showing up, and this can be somebody else's, and you actually want it to be somebody else's, somebody else that has a lot of videos, has a lot of authority, their stuff always shows up in the YouTube search engines all over the place, you start seeing it around your niche, put a link to their stuff as well. Because what will happen is you'll start to get a little piece of that authority, because you become a reference for that authority. Because those links don't go just one way, guys. Google always looks at where those links come from as well. You link to that channel to build your own channel authority. So what that does too is at the end of it, when a video plays and it comes up with all the suggested videos to watch next, over time, as you're linking to authority channels, your videos will start coming up in those suggested ones as well, because you are becoming an authority for the other channels. That's really freaking powerful, and it's something nobody's thinking about, because it'll get you basically backdoor traffic that's not even search engine related, because it's just being suggested by YouTube. So that's really cool. Something that's taught out there quite a bit is to put a bunch of tags, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of tags in your tags in the system. You don't need to do that. Just put 2 or 3 that are relevant, and that's it. Stop there. Anything above that, it starts to look like you're trying to game the system. And we've found out over time that those tags have very, very, very little, if any, ranking authority in them, so don't even bother. Just take 2 or 3 that are relevant and then leave it at that. And leave the Hangout tags in place. It's super tempting. I was tempted quite a bit to remove the Hangout tags that it puts in there. And if you guys have seen it, you'll know what I'm talking about. And the first time you do it, you'll see them immediately. It says Hangouts on Air and HOM and things like that. Do not remove those, because it's one of the things that helps the ranking factor for these videos. And Google sees these Hangout videos already as a huge authority, so don't remove those Hangout tags. Leave them in there. One of the things we do in our Hangout videos is we go in and then, with our high quality videos, go in and edit out the bumpers, because you guys have seen Hangouts. They always say Hangouts on air in the beginning and at the end. We'll go edit those out so that we don't give away that we're using Hangouts to rank better than other people. So that's the reason I wanted to remove the Hangout tags, because I'm trying to cover my tracks. I don't want the whole world knowing that it's super easy to rank Hangout videos these days. So we'll go in and edit. You can use the YouTube editor to edit off the bumpers at the beginning and end of the videos so that it doesn't look like Hangout videos. But leave the Hangout tags in place, because removing them, that we found, has hurt us a little bit. So for tracking, I'm using Rank Ranger these days. Serp Fox is a good one as well. I sort of go back and forth between those two. Just pick which one you like best. A lot of people like Serp Fox. I like Rank Ranger because it's super easy to create white label reports that you can give to either clients or other people, so you don't give away what you're doing or what tool you're using, basically. And it makes you look more professional. It looks like you have your own internal tracking system, essentially. So that's cool. Serp Fox is really, really good. It has cool charts. And then SEO Moz is the long-term, there's been a long favorite of a lot of people, and it's okay. It doesn't really matter which one you use. Just take your links, put them in there, and track what's happening. You got to track so you know what's going on with your videos, especially whenever there's something that goes wrong. You need to find out. So press releases, I'm not going to get into too much because you guys already have access to my press release training. The big takeaway with those is do weekly press releases. And the press release thing is only if you're in medium competitive stuff and higher, and you just need more powerful links. And the big takeaway from all of my press release training really is that any press release you do, put a link in there that links to your previous press release. That's insanely powerful. So you guys can study the press release training on your own. You guys have access to it, probably already seen it. If not, go study it. Those are the big takeaways. The services I'm using now for press releases, my press release training is dated as far as the services I use. None of those that are in there are worth a crap anymore. They all kind of screwed up their network. And Vocus, which was one everybody uses for a long time, Vocus and PR Web, which PR Web is owned by Vocus, don't use those. Those are crap. They've screwed up their entire network completely, and it's probably unrecoverable. So I use Press Cable as my new favorite. And Newswire.net is pretty good. And my buddy Rob Burns has PR Reach. He still has some issues with his, so it's definitely my third favorite. But we're getting a lot of results with Press Cable, so I recommend them pretty highly. If you're going to use press releases a lot, let me know, and I can get a special deal for you on those that's cheaper than the public pays. So the tools we use to generate press releases are kind of templates. Press releases are their own animal, and you got to learn how to write those a different way than you would an article, for instance. So we use tools for that. Instant PR Pro and MediaPublicityGenerator.com are two really good tools for that. And then a couple of other tools just randomly that we're using to manage various parts of our business. I know some of you guys would be interested in this. Running your own private blog network is something most, 99% of you really don't need to worry about. But if you want to own your own private blog network, it is a very powerful tool to have going forward for SEO. So for those of you that want to do that, there's a new tool coming out September 1st called Cloud PBN. And it basically helps automate management of those networks, because what happens is basically a private blog network is really just a bunch of blogs that you own that you control. And if you follow my training, you get a bunch of aged domains that you can then, go put content on, theme it however you want. By theme, I mean not the visual aspect, but the content aspect. And then you can point those links back to your own sites, and basically you control your own destiny by controlling your own links. So that's all great and everything, but it can get to be a nightmare to manage. So One of the tools that we're using now is Cloud PBN. It helps you to manage that stuff in a much easier fashion, and basically gives you a dashboard so you can manage all of your stuff from one place. It's very nice. And then Spider Spanker is a tool that you should put on all of your sites that are WordPress based. And what that does is it stops the different tools like Ahrefs that are out there, Open Site Explorer or Majestic SEO. You guys are familiar with those tools. It stops them from being able to crawl your site and reverse engineer your linking. So you can hide your linking profile from everybody. So it really screws people up. And you see it sometimes, it'll screw you up too. Like somebody that has this installed or there's something like it installed on their site, and you try to go run some competitive analysis on somebody that's outranking you, and it won't show any links or to show very few. And it really confuses people. So it can get people confused about how to outrank you because it shows like you have no links or very few and you're outranking them. But what it does is the Spider Spanker is just stopping those tools from going and reverse engineering all your links. It's super cheap and it's simple to use, so definitely recommend it. WP Fast Dash is similar to Cloud PBN, but we use it just for our own. Host9 is hosting that we use for some stuff. The best hosting to use is just basically a brand new shared hosting account for every single site that you have. That can be a little bit cumbersome to manage, but all you got to do is put all your usernames, passwords, and all that stuff in a spreadsheet. Tie it to the site, and then that's it. But if you want to have one central hosting location, which I do not recommend completely, but you can manage, up to 100 sites from Host9 probably. What's great about Host9 that's different about that than any other is that they let you change your data center where each site is located, which is huge because it gives it the more of the organic feel. So it doesn't look like all your sites are all on one server, all on the same IP, all owned by the same person. That's what gives away your networks and gets them delisted from Google. Rapid Content Wizard Lightning is another cool tool for content. I still like Article Builder better, but for those of you that don't like Article Builder, Rapid Content Wizard is a cool tool. So I got a lot more stuff to cover, but I wanted to take a little bit of a break because we're at 2 hours now, and I've got a lot more stuff to cover. So some of you guys have seen this before, but so just bear with me on this. For those of you that haven't, you're gonna like this. The story of a guy that I really look up to, but a lot of you probably do too and don't realize it, but in grade school, his teacher said he was too stupid for school. He had a severe learning disability. Remember that. He had a severe learning disability. He dropped out of high school at 15 because he got kidded around by so much by all of his peers and stuff. He just couldn't stand to be in there. They made fun of him. He had no friends, basically. Yeah, miserably depressed about life because he didn't fit in and had no friends. So he eventually tried to go to college. He flunked a college entrance exam twice. Now, most people would just give up then, and go and be depressed about their life and all that sort of stuff, but he didn't. He did eventually get into technical school, but was on the edge of failure constantly. And I found out later that he got into technical school through a backdoor way. He never actually passed his entrance exam. He just couldn't figure it out. His college professor said he'd never amount to anything. They'd tell him that to his face. Can you imagine that? He finally graduated just barely and at the bottom of his class. And he couldn't get a job as a teacher that he wanted, so he was forced to take a shitty government job. All he ever wanted to do was be a teacher. So even after all this, guys, he had to take this crappy government job, but he didn't give up. He just kept on pushing, and that's the important point I want to get across here. Because that guy was Albert Einstein. All of us have that Albert Einstein in us. All of us have our own little source of genius, every single one of us. And we all have that ability to keep persevering no matter what. I see some people that are on this webinar right now. I'm looking at a couple names right now, including David Smith. I mean, look at this guy. He's got his own little internal Einstein that didn't give up. He spent his very last dime to come to San Diego, come to this event, even forsaking food and a place to sleep. So I just want to encourage you guys to get through all of this dry, boring stuff. And, there's hurdles. All of this stuff, setting up Google accounts, every one of these little steps has a potential hurdle, and you'll run into all kinds of roadblocks. If you've done anything at all on the internet, you'll understand there are a million roadblocks that come up. It just happens all the time. It just is what it is. But if you keep persevering, I promise you, you'll get to where you want to get. Don't give up. So the difference between my dad and Einstein. My dad is my own personal Einstein. I got to see him, most of my life, and watch him to be the most intelligent person that I've ever met personally. He knew the answer to every damn question you could ever ask. It was unreal. He would sit around all day long and watch that stupid show Jeopardy, and he would answer those questions lightning fast, way faster than anybody I've ever seen on that show. And his dream was always to get on that show and win a bunch of money and be the world record guy on Jeopardy. And I think he could have done it, because I would watch him and he would just know every single answer. He would read 10 to 20 books a week. He'd just read nonstop. It was unreal. And I don't remember how many degrees he ended up with, but I know he had at least 6 or 7 degrees by the time he stopped going to school. He's just an incredibly intelligent dude. The problem was he gave up. He never made more than $40,000 a year in his life, and he hated his life. He was extremely unhealthy, extremely overweight his entire life, and all he ever talked about from the time I could remember even understanding his words, from the time I was a toddler, all he ever talked about was when he was going to die. It was incredibly depressing, and it really pissed me off, because I'd watch him, smartest dude I've ever seen in my life, piss his life away. And the most he ever made in his life was $40,000 a year. Most of his life was nowhere even close to that. He just never applied himself. He could have been Einstein. He could have been somebody. He could have not wasted his fucking life. But you know what? I think that he was here to teach me a lesson, because I'm not doing that with my life, guys. I've turned a corner in a big way. I'm a completely different person now, and I'm going forward in a big fucking way. And I hope you guys follow me, and I hope you guys listen to what I have to say and find that inner Einstein in you and find that perseverance. What if you did actually go through and go through all these roadblocks that that you're going to run into with all this stuff I'm teaching you? And what if money actually did become no object for you? It will happen, guys. I promise you, if you'll just do this stuff. What would you really do with your life? Would you go build schools in Africa like I've been able to do? That's so awesome to be able to do that. It only costs $15,000 to build a school in Africa. That's nothing. I mean, their cars are more expensive than that. And you're able to change a whole village by building a school. I mean, how awesome is that? Whatever you want to do with your life, what would you really do? So today's a day. Set yourself free. Listen and fucking apply this shit, and promise to plug in somewhere. If you don't listen to me, plug in somewhere. Do somebody's system. Now with that, I'm going to take another little quick break, because I'm about to show you how we monetize all of this shit and how we really make the money. So give me a minute. I'm going to go pee. All right, guys, I'm back. Thank you for your patience with this. Now we're gonna get into some heavy monetization to show how to gonna make the money on this stuff. Can you guys still hear me? Okay. Sort of weird just talking out, just staring at a screen, not knowing if I can even hear you. I know I've been going for a while here. All right, thank you, Clint. Thank you, Matt. Cool. So now we're gonna talk about how to monetize this damn thing. And this is where, once you guys really start grasping this, so I've laid the groundwork. We're going after ridiculously easy stuff to rank for. So getting the traffic is going to be easy. Now I'm going to show you how getting the money is going to be easy as well. But once you get this, you're going to need sleeping pills, I promise you. So, Clint said, "Who are you?" That's funny. All right, guys. Excuse me, I got a cough again. All right, you're gonna need sleeping pills, and I'm telling you, it's. It started out as a joke, like get some sleeping pills, but I'm not kidding you. This has turned into a health issue for me because I really see the vision for this, and I have not had a good night's sleep in almost a month now. And it's funny to laugh about and stuff, but I'm not kidding you. It's starting to be a problem. I can't fucking sleep because I just see this whole thing so big, and I'm starting to have to actually probably. Oh yeah, no problem, Matt. This is being recorded. No problem. So, yeah, the sleeping issue has become a big time problem. So, I don't know what to do. I seriously have not had more than 2 or 3 hours of sleep in a month. And last night, I think I had 3, and it felt like I'd slept up like 12 hours. It's just been crazy. But anyway, once you really get this, guys, you're not going to be able to sleep, trust me. And I'm not doing it to you in a mean way, but I'm just telling you, this is the biggest, best opportunity I've ever seen in my life, guys. And I've made millions of dollars in real estate. I've made a ton of money in the stock market. I've made a ton of money with car lots that I've owned. I make a lot of money from my motorcycle shop. I've made a lot of money, obviously, on the internet. And I'm telling you, this is the best opportunity I've ever seen, because you can sit on your ass and do almost nothing and make $100 million. I can't hype it up enough. So let's talk about how exactly we're going to do that. So let's talk a little bit about CPA offers. Most of you guys understand that what this means, but there's some of you on here that I know don't, so I'm going to cover it just for those people. So, and even if you guys know CPA stuff, please stick with me, because I'm about to throw this whole thing in a loop that is going to freak you the fuck out, I'm telling you. So, cost per acquisition marketing is basically affiliate marketing. That's all it is. And there's a lot of different ways to do affiliate marketing, CPA marketing. You can send leads to fill out a form. The best ones I've seen are like education and insurance offers. Those typically pay anywhere from $100 to $150 per lead. And that means people don't have to buy anything. They're just filling out a form. All the way down to the shitty ones where you guys have seen them, where it's like the stupid ones that say win a free iPad, put in your email here. Well, those are CPA offers. Some advertiser is generating leads that way. They'll pay roughly $1, $1.50, sometimes $2 to get real email addresses filled out, and all they're doing is building lists and doing lead generation. So that's affiliate marketing. You just send leads or sales. You see my bottom bullet here is it's still a CPA offer, but it's also cost per sale, meaning you guys have seen the weight loss offers out there. You go buy whatever weight loss or skin cream thing there is, and then you get paid a commission anywhere from $40 to $150, depending on what it is. They're all over the place. So for the piano lessons thing and this whole online tutoring thing, the one that I have, $40 million in SEO contracts for. It's basically online tutoring stuff. 235 different categories inside this online tutoring, from piano lessons, singing, guitar lessons, even math and trigonometry and different languages, you name it. Anything that can be taught one-on-one over like Skype kind of thing, that's what it's about, generating leads into those. And also you can do things on Commission Junction, like getting leads for like Apple or Microsoft or Priceline, Travelocity, like I have here in the bullet. And typically, like these travel ones, you can send leads to Priceline, Travelocity, and Hotels.com for roughly $5 a lead. If you get somebody that's looking for travel and you just put up your own little lead generation page, drive traffic to it, you can get $5 per lead. That's great. Free to customer, $5 to you to sign up. That's your typical CPA offer marketing. We're all familiar with that. The big problem with that, let's talk about this a little bit actually first. And then to generate how you're making money from it, it's your earnings per click, or EPC. If your earnings per click is greater than the amount you're spending per click, then you make a profit, obviously. That's how the metrics are done. And at scale, meaning big scale, use typically, $50,000 a month or more is what we consider scale. About 20% ROI is good, and it's hard to get any more than that. Yes, you hear about all these goofy internet marketers that brag about all these big ROIs and stuff, but that's not at scale. That's on really small scale, a few $100s, maybe even up to a few thousand here and there. When you're doing big scale, 15 to 20% ROI is about the best you're ever going to do. That's still good, don't get me wrong. You can build a lot of income with that. It's not necessarily a business per se, because the problem is, it's one-time traffic. We'll talk about in a second. But I know, you guys all know him too, Greg Davis, and a lot of more guys like him that are underground that you don't know their names. A lot of my friends are underground guys like Greg Davis that don't talk about their stuff publicly. A lot of them out there. In fact, where my office is here, there's a string of about 5 offices in a row, all guys doing CPA stuff, and they're all one guy's doing $1 million a week. It's crazy. But $10,000 per day and up is not uncommon. I mean, a lot of people doing it. So what's the problem with all this? Most of you guys already know. The problem is it's one and done. Meaning, you got to send traffic, you get the lead, you get the sale, you get the commission from doing that. But what do you do if you want to make more money? You got to keep driving traffic over and over and over and over. If you stop driving traffic, your money stops. And even in the SEO world, once you got something ranking, you can keep getting leads coming in, but it's still one and done because there's no recurring revenue. Those guys pay you to send them leads or sales so they get the back end money. In fact, a lot of those weight loss offers and even the biz off offers you see, they lose money by giving you commission up front, and then they make their money over time after months and months. So they'll shell out a whole bunch of money and then just sit on it like a bank, like an investment. So it's all one and done. There's no recurring money coming in, and there's no revenue share. You think if you send a lead to Hotels.com that they're going to give you a piece of that person's travel revenue down the road? Fuck no. They paid you $5 a lead, and that's it. And there's still people doing 10K a day. So think about this. I want to pause right here for effect in a big, big way. So understand this, guys, because I released a product in, when was that, 2008, called CPA Ninja. I know some of you guys bought it. It's old as shit now, and some of it's not relevant. But in general, the idea is still solid. It's all about doing CPA marketing, and I taught how to set up blogs and do a little bit of SEO and drive traffic. Basically, a very junior version of this stuff that I'm teaching you guys. People have made ridiculous millions from doing that and still do right now. But think about this. They're making ridiculous millions from this with one and done traffic, no recurring, and no revenue share down the road. How about I show you how we do that and flip the whole fucking thing all around and we do it bigger and better. Now, this is where it starts getting awesome, guys. And I start getting excited. How about instead we get, remember this one slide I talked about here? The fourth bullet down, free to customer, $5 to you to sign up for like a hotels.com for lead generation. Or, you know, like this $7 online tutoring leads is free for them to sign up or to generate a phone call into the call center, but we get paid $7. So how about the same thing, free to customer, except up front we get $36 versus $5, and over time it's actually more than that. And our EPC becomes almost infinite because we get economy of scale, which I'll talk about in a second. All of a sudden, 10K a day starts sounding stupid. I mean, stupid as in really low. Because what we're doing is flipping the whole thing on its head. Now, this is where it starts to get exciting. So SEO leads, we get economy of scale. Meaning, once we're ranking and we know how to make stuff sticky, we track what's sticky and make it stick there even better by building links to it over time. Those leads go down in cost. Because there is initial money to, you know, you got to buy the tools, you got to build the links, it takes time, you got to generate the videos, all that stuff, that takes time and money. That's resources. As you scale out and as you get those things sticking, those costs go down over time, where you get the economy of scale, which means those leads you're generating become less and less and less and less cost to you. And from what I'm doing, from the scale that we're doing right now, we're figuring out that we're generating a lead now for less than a penny. So think about the ROI on that. So you get economy of scale with the stuff I'm teaching you about, guys, versus the paid traffic that all these guys like Greg Davis and some of these other big guys in this office park where I am, they're spending, you know, $1, $2, whatever it is, even down to a penny per click, but they still have to, it's like a treadmill. They've got to keep spending that money or it stops. The whole machine stops. We've got the opposite. We spend money up front once, and then those leads get cheaper and cheaper as we get better at it, as we get more stuff ranking, as we go into more niches, all that kind of stuff. Get the economy of scale. So we can still, I'm going to show you here how we're still going to get free to the customer to sign up. And then 80% of those customers convert to paid customer, which generates us a $45 commission. Remember before we had cost per sale? Remember the weight loss offers? See the bullet down there? We got cost per sale. You sign up for a weight loss offer, a biz off offer. You get a weight loss offer is good when you can, you know, anywhere from $40, $50 you get as a commission. Customer has to buy something. You get $40 to $50, and still it's one and done treadmill traffic. With the model I'm about to show you, it's free to the customer to sign up. They don't have to pay for anything. 80% of those convert into a paid customer, and you end up with a $36 commission. Now, if you guys really understand what I've just said there, that should get you really freaking excited, especially after I show you how it works. On top of that, remember back here, remember we talked about how there's no recurring revenue and no revenue share? So on top of that, customer signs up, you get $36 commission up front, and they renew every year, and you're going to get a percentage of that annually recurring. And here's the kicker for the whole thing. And you're going to make a percentage of all of their online spending. Now let me pause right there again, because what I'm about to show you is really what has had me and everybody else that's seen this before not sleeping for weeks. Because we're doing basic lead generation, basic CPA marketing, generating leads, getting a really healthy upfront commission on those leads, and then getting a percentage of all online shopping that those people do. And from what the math that I'm working out is, we get about 4% of all their online shopping annually. That means we not only get the upfront commission for the CPA, basically the CPA offer, we get annual recurring as they renew it. Think of like Costco that has the discount price club. They pay $100 a year, same kind of thing. And we get a percentage of all their online shopping. What we figured out is instead of getting the $5 one-time lead, like driving into hotels.com or something similar, these leads now become worth $150 annually to us. Think about that, guys. Annually, $150. And that's not even including the upfront commission we get for signing them up. So you get $36 on average one time up front, $150 annually recurring. So think about this. You go get 1,000, you go generate 1,000 leads, you're going to get $150,000 annual recurring income, and you don't have to do a goddamn thing after that. So instead of being on the treadmill with trying to drive traffic constantly for other CPA stuff, with this, you can basically build up an empire and then just sit back and let it rip. Let it run. You could sell it. You could sell the revenue. You could sell the business, sell the rankings, or scale it up as big as you want to do. 10K a day and up is goddamn ridiculously small whenever you start thinking about it. Because I know a lot of you had guys, I've seen your names, I've seen you at events, I've seen you trying to learn CPA marketing, I've seen you trying to struggle with paid traffic, I've seen you trying to do all this kind of driving traffic and generate money from these one and done treadmill type things. Imagine if you had been doing that and all those leads you'd been generating all this time, you automatically got paid annual recurring income from. How much money would you be generating right now? That's why this is so exciting. So now I'm going to transition into showing you, now that you understand, I just need to see like, let me get rid of some of these. I need to see all of you just understand how many of you are with me right now. Is there anybody that doesn't understand what I'm talking about at this point and doesn't see the scope of what I'm talking about? Better yet, if you're with me, just say yes. All right, one person. Great. Oh, thanks, guys. Got it. All right, at least I know I'm not alone. So now we're gonna have, this is all exciting and everything. This is badass, but I got to get through a little bit of stuff to explain to you what we're doing, because what I'm doing, we got the online tutoring leads that we can do, and I've still got these 40 million in SEO contracts we got to fulfill, and you guys can have as much of a piece of that as you want, and I'm dead serious about that. You can have those if you want it, I'm telling you, but by the time I'm done explaining this, you probably won't even want it, because what I've found is something that's so much better than that, because you got to remember, those online tutoring leads, it's all one and done traffic. And if I stop driving traffic, I start running the business, then the money stops. I only get $7 one time versus $125 annual recurring for all these other leads I'm doing. So think about that for a second. I'm actually 90% sure I'm going to pass on these $40 million in annual SEO contracts, and I'll pass them on to you guys or whoever else the hell wants them. I'm probably going to pass on them because this other opportunity is so much bigger because of all this stuff I'm talking about. Yeah, it's that big. The problem with it is there is an MLM marketing piece, the whole thing. But let me be very clear. I fucking hate MLM companies. Their business models are stupid. It's all based on making you buy some product that you don't even want, that's marked up 1,000%, and you got to keep buying that product and try to alienate all your friends by selling them some other shit that they don't want, and then having scarcity mindset, not even allowing you to do internet marketing the right way. I mean, I could go on and on and on. I have consulted with some of the biggest MLM companies out there, and I hate them all. They suck. They don't listen. They think that they're God's gift to the world. They all have egos, and then they're so happy because they have such scarcity mindsets. And then there's any of you guys have been involved with them. There's a merry-go-round of, the company of the week, basically flavor of the week, and people jumping from company to company, and there's all this backbiting crap, and it sucks. I mean, doing CPA marketing is very much better. Obviously, you don't have to deal with all that bullshit. But the opportunity I'm about to show you guys is tied into this. And I don't care about the MLM part of this. I honestly don't. It will make a lot of money. But I'm talking about the customer side, driving in customers, getting customers to sign up to use the product, getting a percentage of their online shopping, doing basically what I've been teaching you guys. Yeah, Ted just put in there MLM equals nightmare. I can't agree more. Horrible. Horrible. That being said, I'm going to show you the opposite and how we're going to make shitloads of money from it. So you guys have seen in the coaching, I've talked about one of the markets I wanted to target for SEO was MLM companies, their products, their leaders, and turn those into basically CPA offers and lead generation from that. So what we're going to do is we're still going to do that, take all those leads from that and turn them into leads for our own stuff. And then on top of it, earn money from all of their online spending. The other cool part about this is they have this, I'll show you guys this in a minute. We have the ability to change the world inside of their system, because what they do is they offer a white label portal for free to charities, churches, and schools, so that not only do the charities, churches, and schools are able to sign up their own customers or supporters or students or what have you, or members, and those charities, churches, and schools get a percentage of that online spending. But if we sign up those charities and churches and schools for free, we get to have those get money back and able to change the world. Plus, we get a percentage of all that, which is crazy. It's like win-win-win. There is no loser in this situation, which is great. Just to give you an idea of what I'm doing internally, and these numbers have changed actually. So these are our projections. Those of you that were at the first event, there were about 30 people in the room. We sat down and figured out how we're going to map this whole thing out. And by the time we're done with it, these are the projections for that team of just, I guess there are about 20 people in the room, sorry. There were 20 people on the team then, and we projected out over the next 8 months. And these were very, very, I wish you guys could see the faces of the people that were there now, because some of them are on this webinar right now, and they would tell you the truth. You would see it. These numbers are ridiculously conservative. So the next 8 months, with scaling out the SEO, we're looking to generate 300,000 new customers. That will in turn generate us 39,300,000 in profits. That's 4.9 million, or almost $40 million in the next 8 months, and that's low. Now think about this for a second, guys. That was 20 people on the team that got started. Now 2 weeks later, we have almost 1,000 people, actually over 1,000 people on the team now. We're scaling ridiculously fast, and I want you guys to be at the top of this, leading the team as well. You guys are going to get to be a piece of this. So I think we're going to be at 10 million per month in projections and in revenue in the next 6 months. That's what I believe right now. But just to wet your whistle a little bit, these are projections that we had from the first event. Basically 40 million in profits by April, and roughly 4.9 million per month. And I think it's low. And here's the other thing. Don't forget about the recurring revenue. This is not one and done. All of these new customers are worth $150 annually to us. So do the math. Can somebody do the math real quick? 300,000 new customers if we stopped after 8 months, and what the recurring revenue would be. Can somebody do that real quick? Vikram did it. Good. 45 million. You guys starting to see the picture forming a little bit here? Why I'm stopping with the 40 million in SEO contracts? So even if we stopped after 8 months and only generated 300,000 new customers with this team, and we stopped completely, the recurring revenue is going to be 45 million a year, and I still think those numbers are low. Now, everybody in that group is going to get a piece of it. You guys will as well, and you'll see how that's all going to work by the end of this. So, now which one would you rather do? The online tutoring leads, which is a $40 million SEO contract, one and done. It's lots of money, but there's a much bigger opportunity, obviously. So, anybody that still wants a piece of the online tutoring space, just email me afterwards. We don't need to get into this stuff. I'll just give the shit to you. I mean, I shouldn't say shit. It's a serious contract and it's serious leads. And in fact, when I'm done with this webinar, I got to talk with those guys again because they're looking for me to shit or get off the pot, basically. So I'm going to have to do something with them. So, lots of money there, obviously. Easy to rank for, easy to generate those leads, but I got a much better way. And to get into it, I've got to switch to a different thing. So now I'm just going to get into talking about the company. So this is the company that we're getting involved with. It's called Doobly. This says one of the fastest growing companies in business today, and it might be the fastest growing company in business today because the company is exploding. It's a publicly traded company. It's traded on the pink sheets right now. And here's how fast it's exploding, guys. Whenever I first heard about this a month ago, it's been exactly 4 weeks since I got introduced to this. This is how fast I've been getting into this. Sorry, guys. Just 4 weeks ago, I didn't know a damn thing about this company. But now I'm giving up $40 million in SEO contracts to be involved with it. So they're trading on the pink sheets now. When I first got involved with it, I first heard about it. I heard it was publicly traded. I have a very strong financial background. I used to run my own hedge fund. I've made a huge chunk of money in my early 20s trading in the stock market. I know the stock market really well. And so the first thing I did was went to look at their stock price, and it was at 7 cents. If you guys look at it today, it's almost 30 cents in 4 weeks. So you do the math there. I mean, it's going fast. This is not a stock recommendation. I'm not telling you to go buy stock by any means. I'm not a stockbroker. So I'm just telling you from what I've seen. It was founded in June 2003. They have a worldwide headquarters located in, it says Fort Lauderdale, Germany, but Fort Lauderdale, Germany, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, but it's just basically a tech office. They're inside of Microsoft, actually, in Fort Lauderdale, and you'll understand why in a second. Their European headquarters are in Berlin, and their big fancy headquarters are in Dubai. Here's the board. This is what really got me impressed by them. Blas Moros is up on the top there. He's got a red tie. Blas Moros was the number 5 guy at Microsoft from the beginning. He became a billionaire from Microsoft. When he retired from Microsoft, the only thing that he's done since then is join Doobly. So if you know anything about billionaires, they have, reputation to take care of. So I can guarantee you, for one, the company is publicly traded, which the SEC sends a roto-rooter up your ass if you're ever publicly traded and they find out everything about you. And then, billionaires do the same. So Blas Moros, number 5 guy at Microsoft. And then Michael Hansen is another billionaire that's on the board. He's the founder, the guy that created it. One of the guys at the bottom there, Bicky, he was one of the guys that started Emirates Airlines. And I don't see the guy's name on here now, but they also have hired recently the former VP of Groupon. There are 5 billionaires on the board of this company. Publicly traded, 5 billionaires. Rick Daglio, which is in the left there, the CTO, he's the guy that invented the Bing search engine. He programmed it himself. So we're not talking about some goofy little company here. These guys are not playing around, and they're scaling worldwide. They're all already huge in Europe and Asia, and they're just now hitting the U.S. They're talking about going on NASDAQ. They're actively working on getting uplisted right now. The stock just has to trade above $4 for 30 days, and then they'll be put on NASDAQ. When that happens, the company is going to freaking explode. So look for that to happen. Here's what's great about Doobly. They do have an MLM component in there, and again, I don't give a shit about the MLM component. It's just there. I'm going after customers. Doobly is a customer service-oriented company. Customer-oriented company. Which is the opposite of MLM. So MLM versus Doobly. And MLM, you got to change your buying habits. I mean, you've got, think about, I haven't done very many MLMs as far as buying their products, but they've got different skincare, and they got all these juices and all these dumb things you got to buy. You got these weight loss shakes or whatever, and every one of them say our whiz bang thing is better than whatever. So you got to stop doing whatever you're doing now, buy their shit at a ridiculously marked up price, and change over to their product. Dumb, obviously, hard to do. Changing buying habits. MLMs are also 90% distributor focused because that's how their business gets built. My biggest beef against MLMs is usually they have some crap product that they can't actually sell it on their own. Product can't stand on its own. Couldn't be sold in a regular affiliate marketing kind of way. So they got to mark it up and pay the distributors these stupid overrides and all this shit just to sell some shitty product. It's a treadmill that's of shit, basically. It's horrible. And so, it's 90% distributors. So imagine you go to stay in a hotel, and the hotel, 90% of the people that stay there are the people that work there. It's never going to work. Or you go to a restaurant, and the restaurant, 90% of the people that eat at the restaurant are the ones that work there. What kind of restaurants are going to be, and how long is it going to stay in business? Not very long. It's just a stupid model. And 9 out of 10 say no. How many times have you heard about all these stupid MLM pitches? 9 out of 10 say no, obviously, because most of them suck. It's a dumb idea. And then you got 700,000% markups. We found out that, which one was it? Maybe it's Monavi, I guess their juice. Their bottle of juice, the bottle and everything costs $3.50 to make the bottle. You put the juice in it and ship it, but they sell it for $1,000 or $100 or whatever. It's crazy. 700 to 1,000% markups. And again, they have to do that to be able to fund the downline, to fund their distributors. Otherwise, they won't even be able to sell the shit. Can't sell it on the open market because they can't compete because the products suck typically. And if they don't suck, if they actually are good, they're still so stuck in their own bullshit that they can't get out of their own head. So what happens is the internet becomes the enemy. You talk to anybody. If anybody, just do this from now on. Even if you don't listen to me about anything ever, about anything I'm ever going to say again, do this. Next time somebody approaches you about some bullshit MLM product that they want to try to sell you, it's the next latest juice. If you drink it, it's got, shark DNA or whatever, and it's got angel tears in it or something, and you drink it, you're going to live to be 100 years old. 1,000 years old. All you got to do is pull up eBay. Just go up and pull up eBay, any of them, and you'll see people selling that stuff for 10 cents on the dollar. Because guess what happens? As soon as their paycheck they get from MLM gets lower than what they have to pay for monthly for these crap products they don't want anymore, guess what? They stop buying it. And the shit piles up in their garage or whatever, and they get sick of having it sit around. So what are they going to do? They're going to go on eBay and sell it. You think they're going to sell it for full price? Hell no, because the first thing they're going to do is go look at all the other listings and see how cheap they are, and they're going to be like, oh, shit. Well, at least if I get $10 back on my $100 I spent or whatever it is. So the internet becomes the enemy, and we've ran into this just this week. one of my partners builds lead generation systems for MLM companies, and they're generic kind of lead generation. So you guys have seen them, like squeeze pages with videos on them, and you some sort of like, hey, how would you like to work from home kind of stuff, and then you put in your name and email, and then it sends you to a webinar or whatever. Well, he's threatened to get sued, and not only threatened, the company actually put in filed the paperwork in the federal court to sue him because he was using a lead generation system that was outside of the network approved one to make them money. He's using a system to help their people make them money, and they're going to sue him. So stupid, because these guys don't get the internet. It's all about trying to just get your friends and family in the thing, and the internet becomes the internet. It's so fucking stupid. That company, just for the record, guys, is called Unique, and it's a makeup company, YOU, Unique, and fuck them. They've threatened lawsuits on several of my friends this week, so fuck them. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go and rank a whole bunch of videos and steal all their fucking leads and put them into Doobly. You watch me. So, anyway, sorry about the rant there, but anyway, Doobly, how's Doobly different? Doobly lets you keep buying what you're buying, because Doobly, what it is it basically, it's a cashback program. You get cash back for your online spending, and you'll see that in a second. It's fucking awesome. So there is no changes in buying habits. You just keep doing what you're doing. You keep shopping online like you normally do. You keep buying what you're normally buying, and you get cash back from it. That's it. And guess what? It's free to sign up. It's 99% customer driven. Now, I said there is a network marketing component, but it literally is less than 10% of the company. The rest of it is all getting customers into the system, because you guys will understand this more than MLM guys were, so I'm just going to tell you how it works. What Doobly has done is they've gone and gotten a bunch of contracts, and all it is just affiliate contracts with 15,000 different companies worldwide, 4,000 of them here in the U.S., and some of the biggest companies in the world, including Walmart, Target, Nordstrom's, Apple, all these companies. And then they get an affiliate commission for sending new customers to those companies. And then what they do is they take a portion of that, what they've made, and give it back to the customer themselves in the form of cash back. And then what they do in the middle is give us, as lead generators, a piece of that as well, and a piece of that going forward. So it's fucking brilliant. We could all do it, because it's just basic affiliate marketing. They're getting a large piece, they're giving it back to the customers, and giving the lead generator another piece of it. It's awesome. So it's a big arbitrage play. So obviously their big play is not to build a network marketing company, it's to get customers, because they make more money when they get more customers buying more stuff. That's it. So it's 99% customer driven. 9 out of 10 say yes. The reason 9 out of 10 say yes is because it's free to sign up. It doesn't cost anything to sign up. You got to give an email. That's it. And once you activate your account, you get cash back on all of your online purchases. I mean, who is not going to say that? Who's going to say no to that? I mean, it's crazy. There's no markup because they're not selling anything. It's just cash back for online shopping. And the internet becomes your friend, because it's all online shopping. Duh. It's awesome. So you get paid to shop, get paid to travel, online shopping, and I just found out today that Amazon is actually in Doobly as well. We're working out a deal with Amazon, which is going to change this entire thing. Plus, they have online entertainment. They've got music, and they've got movies on there too. So it's basically a membership shopping portal. It's basically a search engine for shopping with cashback. That's really all it is. And then they've got a travel portal as well. And inside Doobly is Priceline.com, Travelocity, Orbitz, Expedia. There's all kinds of MLMs out there that talk about travel, and they all try to say that they're better than Priceline, better than Travelocity. Well, they're not, obviously, or they would be those companies. Those companies are inside. You can see here, Best Western, Hotels.com is all inside of Doobly, and you get cash back for every one of them. So you travel, all you got to do is book it through Doobly, you get cash back. And it's not small cash back like Bank of America has 1% or something. Doobly is averaging 12 to 14% on all purchases online. And average on travel is about 12%. It's crazy. So here's just some of the companies that are inside Doobly. And notice the one in the upper left, guys. Apple. Apple does not discount ever except at Christmas time, sometimes on Black Friday, right after Thanksgiving. That's it. But guess what? 7% cash back every single day on Apple products. It's gotten so big with Doobly that there are people actually inside of Doobly now that are going and buying a whole bunch of iPads on Apple, getting their 7% cash back, and then immediately going and selling them on eBay and making money on the spread. Don't do that. They'll stop you because they have a way to figure it out now. But I'm just telling you, that's how big this is. Walmart is inside of there. Doobly is now Walmart's #1 partner. Doobly drives more traffic to Walmart than any other entity in the world besides Walmart themselves. Think about that for a second. Walmart.com. Doobly, on this slide here, I forgot to tell you, Priceline has 3,000 partners around the world, basically affiliate partners. Doobly, within 6 months, is now the #4 partner in Priceline. So think about that for a second as well. Huge. You can see also in there, diapers.com, Home Depot. Home Depot has 15% cash back every single day. Just think about that for a minute. I had a friend the other day that complained that he didn't know about this already. He just spent $15,000 to redo his deck on his house, and he could have gotten 15% cash back. Marriott, Foot Locker, NFL Shop, Fandango, even I got cash back on tickets for movie tickets I bought the other night. You see, there's over 4,000 stores on Doobly right now, and Best Buy is in there even. And that's just in the U.S. There are 15,000 more worldwide. They're also going in getting cash back on Allstate Insurance, Sprint, Western Union, Verizon Wireless, AT&T, all this stuff. State Farm Insurance, cash back. So here's where this starts getting exciting, guys. So look at all these brands. We're going to drive leads into Doobly. They sign up. It's free to sign up. And we get cash back for all of these places that everybody shops. All travel. All this shopping. Insurance. Phone bill. We're going to get a percentage of what people spend on their friggin' phone bill. It's like the ultimate CPA offer. It's unbelievable. So when people sign up, they're encouraged to get the toolbar. So check out the toolbar here. I'll show you this here. This is cool. I've got it installed on here. It's on Firefox. So we just search for shoes, for example. Because women love buying shoes. And what the toolbar does, as soon as it loads, don't do this to me. Oh, there we go. Now this guy should get you freaking excited right here. For anybody that does paid traffic, look what they're doing. Hijacking ads. Shoes at JCPenney. So they're hijacking JCPenney's ad. JCPenney is spending money to get clicks, and with the toolbar installed, hover over it, 8% cash back at Doobly. DSW, 10.5% cash back. Aldo, 11.2% cash back. Shoe Dazzle. It just goes on and on. Online shoes. So you guys starting to see the power of this? Please just tell me yes. Make sure you guys aren't asleep here. All right. Awesome. So it gets better. The cool part about this, they're hijacking ads, and Google is okay with it. And guess what? The merchant's okay with it as well, because it's another portal for them to use those ads. So everybody's happy with it. They already have approval from Google to hijack these ads, which is very hard to get. Trust me, I've had my own toolbar like this for years, and I've constantly threatened with lawsuits. It's a pain in the ass to be able to hijack their ads and be okay with it. So it's even if you're not searching and you got the toolbar, so even if you go to like Best Buy, oh, I'll even show you a better one. This tripped me out yesterday. I was going to log into my GoDaddy account, do some domain stuff. You look what popped up on top here. 12.5% cash back through GoDaddy if I activate cash back here. The constant reminder like that. And then Best Buy, obviously. Any of these companies that's in there. Oh shoot, I spelled it wrong. $7% cash back right there. That's the toolbar. So all we got to do, guys, is get leads in there, get them to install, get them to sign up for free, get them to install that toolbar, and then 80% will upgrade down the road. And that 80% number comes from long-run statistics they have on their conversions. It's not just some small test they did. So here's the different options. You sign up for free, you get the smallest percent of cash back, but you don't get all the other benefits. You can sign up as a premium member, which I don't even know why they have that option. I would just get rid of it. It's dumb. It's $5 a month, and you get 4% annual. You get 4% more than the free cash back. Or you do $99 a year, which is exactly like Sam's Club or Costco. It's an annual savings thing, and you get cash back. You sign up for $99 a year, and you get an additional 6% monthly, and it's paid monthly. Plus, you get all this other stuff here. You get customer referral program. So basically, you can sign up. Here's the other cool part, and this is where the numbers start getting goddamn ridiculous. Because, you know, guys, how DirecTV pays you $10 if you refer another DirecTV customer? It's a huge way that they grew their business. A lot of companies do that, but DirecTV is probably the most famous one. Doobly has this as well. So say you sign somebody up, you know, it's your mom or somebody, and she, you know, likes to talk to her girlfriends or whatever, and she's saving cash back. She say, "Oh, I just bought some Aldo shoes. I got cash back." And of course, they're going to want to know if she refers them, she gets $20. And guess what happens then, guys? You make money off of those referrals as well. So it becomes a viral CPA offer. Think about that for a second. As opposed to regular CPA offer where you drive leads in, you get paid one time, you maybe get a piece of the recurring. But this is a viral kind of thing. So you also make money off those referrals. It's like a second tier thing. So she gets $20. Guess what we get? 25. So anybody that she refers into there, she gets $20, we get 25. And that's off of a lead that we didn't even generate. How crazy is that? The numbers just get crazy. Plus, we still get the percentage of all that. And then the cash back gets paid. You get a little debit card through Payoneer. So your cash back gets paid out, I think, every 90 days or something like that. They can send it to your little debit card that you can take out, and just like at a ATM, or use it just like any other debit card. Or, they'll send it to PayPal, or they'll send it to your bank account. Now, this is the customer referral thing I just told you about. This slide is stupid. It has way too many moving parts in there. But it just does what I just told you. You refer customers, and they get they refer other people. They get $20, and then you make 25 off of them, plus the percentage of their online spending. So this becomes another viral component. So not only you get $25, you also get a percentage off of that person's referral online spending forever. I mean, the numbers just get crazy. So, here's a couple of things. All these said coming soon when I first saw this. Now they're all actually included. My favorite one that's here on the left, it's a golf card. It has 3,500 golf courses around the world in it. 50% off of 50% cash back, which is crazy. Priority pass for everybody that travels, that's in there. There's more stuff that's in there. They do have an app coming in a few weeks, so that all online mobile shopping will be included as well. Plus, here's the crazy thing: it's got a geo component in here. Now, think about this, guys. You think the toolbar is awesome? Imagine the free customer gets his app too. So they install this app, and say they're walking around the mall. They walk into Nordstrom's. This app will know that they're inside Nordstrom's and pop up a thing saying, "Hey, get 10% cash back if you shop right now inside of Nordstrom's." Holy shit, guys! I mean, it just gets crazy. They have regular shopping malls online for all local stores because every company, like Russia has different stores, like their equivalent, or like our Walmart or our Target. They have their own stores. So they have 4 of them around the world now. I think they have one in India now, and they're opening a new one every 90 days, they're saying. So it has their local stuff, So that's opening up. I'm not going to do all this Plan B shit. This is basically all the rah-rah bullshit. You guys don't need all this. You're already entrepreneurs. So it's 3 ways to make money. The biggest one I'm focusing on, what I've told you guys about, is the customer acquisition program. That's getting customers in, getting paid that affiliate commission on them, plus the recurring revenue, plus the piece of their online spending every year. And then there's a partner acquisition program, which is basically you get portals, because what they're doing is they're white labeling their portal. I'll show you that in a second. And then sales team development, which is the network marketing side of the whole thing. Customer acquisition we already talked about. Basically, you can sign up to be a promoter, and you get all these customers. God, these slides suck. I didn't do these. So you get it's $100 a year for customers to sign up, and you get $45 when they do sign up, and then you get 20. Oh man, I really screwed that up. Then you get 25% on everyone for life, which is nuts. That's when the numbers start getting crazy. Sorry guys, this slide sucks. You earn 25% on everyone for life, and that includes customers that they refer. So you get money from customers of customers. Just crazy. This slide was showing the different ways that it's being, yeah, I'm not even going to go through it. So you can refer people, obviously, and you get a percentage of that. I can go into that stuff later. Here's just a bit just on the customer acquisition side. So if you get 1,000 customers, and then 1 VIP out of that means one VIP means the $100 a year. The 1,000 is the free customers, free to sign up. If you only get one of those to sign up as a VIP, you get $20 off each one of those, and it's $25 grand a year to you. You do 4,000 of those in this slide. I hate this kind of slide, but that's $100 grand to you. I think the way that I laid it out is much better. But so this part's really cool. Remember I talked about earlier about how you can have charities and churches and schools to get their white label. So you see on the left there is the Doobly portal of what it looks like. I'll just go pull it up here. So this is a shopping portal. So we want to go to shopping mall here. You can see all the different cashbacks here. JCPenney 9.9%, Lands End 7.3. You guys can see it all here. You can sign up churches, charities, and schools for free, and the portal's the same, but then they get their logo up here. So then they can sign up their own members and stuff, and it looks like their own portal. It's pretty cool. So you can also do that for businesses. So a restaurant, for instance, that wants to give cash back to its customers. And what that allows it to do is give customers an opportunity, or businesses an opportunity, to make money off customers that may never come back again, or make money on them when they're outside of their business. So there's a couple examples that they have. There's a coffee shop that one of the reps signed up. They got their little logo up here, and then whenever they come in, there's a sign on the door that says, "Get a free cup of coffee. Get a free cup of coffee. Ask us how." And then all they do is have them sign up for free as a free customer, and then they give them a free cup of coffee. Or they'll offer them a deal, say you get, a free cup of coffee for a year or whatever if you sign up as a VIP customer on their cashback portal, okay? They don't say Doobly because it's their own cashback portal. They say sign up on our cashback portal and you'll get cash back for everything that you spend online, and you'll get free coffee from us for a year. So it's a win-win-win. The coffee shop, it costs pennies to make a cup of coffee. It's water, and it's basically muddy water in a cup, So they get to give free coffee for a year to their customer, and they get them signed up, which they get $45 whenever the person signs up in their portal anyway. Plus, they get 25% of the amount that those people save by shopping online all year round. So what they do is they create goodwill with their customers and then make money off of those customers when they're not even in their damn business. It's awesome. So you can get your own portal for your own business in there. It's like $6,000. They white label it, and then that's the partner acquisition program. So there's the Doobly one on the left, and then the logo here one on the right. It's awesome. Churches, charities, like I said earlier, they're all free. Doobly recently signed up American Red Cross and the World Health Organization. They've got their own cashback portals now. So everybody that's a member of Red Cross or a supporter of Red Cross can go, sign up through their cashback portal, and Red Cross is going to get 30%, because charities and schools get 30% versus 25%. They'll get 30% of whatever the cashback deals that all of their customers or clients or supporters get. It's awesome. Win-win-win. Nobody's a loser here. So here's a few of the successful partners. Business Traveler, which is huge in Europe. A bunch of these are European, so I'm not going to go through those. But and here's some numbers from some of these. You have 100,000 customers that sign up, and 45,000 of those stay free, and then only 20,000 of those upgrade to the VIP, which is $99 a year. Again, you get the $45 off of those each one, and then $25 annually. And then average customer cash back is $500 a year on a VIP customer. That's where that $150 a year comes from, guys, that I told you about earlier. Because the average customer cash back is $500 annually. We get 25% of that, which is $125. Plus, we get the annual recurring when they sign up. We get 25% of that, which is roughly $25. So they sign up, they do the recurring thing of $99. We get $25 out of that annually. Plus, we get $125 on average from the customer cash back. So that's $150 a year annually we get from those. And that's where these numbers come from. So you got 20,000 VIP customers. That's a total of $3 million in commissions on cashback earned. And then total partner commissions per annum for the portal. You see the numbers there, 4 million, 9 million total. And then as a sales director, which is basically you as the person that sold that business, that portal, you would make $3 million off those customers passively. Crazy, crazy shit. So if that's not exciting enough, guys, I don't know what is. So that's the 3 different ways we make money. There's the sales force, which is the network marketing side, and it's a regular network marketing comp plan. I don't really want to get into that. I don't really understand it, and I don't really give a shit about it. There is money to be made there, but that's not my focus on this thing. Again, I'm doing long tail SEO to rank videos, and it's going to be super easy to convert them because I'll rank for, remember in the beginning I talked about the search terms for hotels, book a hotel at blah, blah, blah. Now imagine we rank a video that says, oh, book a hotel through here and get cash back. You guys starting to see this? Book a hotel at Grand American Salt Lake City through here, get cash back. It's going to be really easy conversion. So we'll convert those customers really easily into our system, and then we get not only whenever they upgrade, so they sign up for free, and then they get emails that shows, hey, you got cash back And then the emails will say it's a whole fear of loss thing. The email, they do a very good job of this. They'll say, oh, you got this amount of cash back. You can get it assigned back to your card, send back to your card or PayPal or whatever. But you would have gotten this much more cash back if you sign up as a VIP customer. So it's a no-brainer. It's $99 a year to sign up. That's why they get 80% of people. You guys starting to remember some of these slides I had now? 80% of people upgrade from being a free customer to $99 a year. And whenever they upgrade, you get $45 commission up front, plus you get 25% of all their online commissionable revenue, they call it, which is basically roughly around 4% a year of what they spend online, which is crazy. Plus, again, the annual recurring. And then the partner program, if you sign up a business and get all of their customers in there, the numbers get stupid. And then the network marketing side, which again, I don't care about, you can sign up people through that. I think eventually the network marketing side is probably going to go away after they, once they reach saturation with it or reach a big enough number. Because in the end, this is all customer driven kind of thing. So, but in order to make money off these customers like we're doing, you got to sign up. And there's a couple of different levels. Apparently it used to be $7,000, but now it's $2,475 to sign up. And then you get all these vouchers. You get vouchers that you can then give away for the $99 annual thing. You can either sell them for $99 or give them away. And then when they activate them, you get $25 off each one. So basically you can get your money back really quickly. And then you make 10% off of everybody underneath you forever. And plus included that is a $1,000 partner training program, which basically is a really kind of crappy training program that teaches you how to basically how to sell those white label portals. So that's it, guys. That's what we're doing. And we're already fucking kicking ass. We launched the first week we made 25 grand first week. Last week we made another 35, 40 grand, and we're just getting started. And yesterday I made $3,000 and I didn't do a goddamn thing doing it. I mean, I didn't do anything, not one piece of anything. I didn't do any SEO. I had all my guys in meetings. Everybody was busy all day yesterday, and we made $3,000. Didn't do a fucking thing. So it's getting bigger and bigger every day, guys. And in fact, my own girlfriend, Tarlise, she launched her own version of this, is doing it herself. She made $12,000 her first week, and she doesn't know anything about internet marketing, or she does know a little bit, but she doesn't know SEO or any of that. She's just doing it. The other cool part about this too, guys, is all that SEO stuff I taught you. Anybody that comes into this with me, my team's basically going to do it all for you. I mean, all of it. Creating all those Google accounts, all the linking, all the everything. All you got to do basically is make some videos. Send me a video and we'll do all the rest of the SEO forever. So that's it, guys. I mean, that's really the whole thing. And I know you probably have a million questions, and we're on 3 hours now. But I'll stay here as long as we can go. So fire away. Okay, nobody's here. Good. Oh, this is a question from earlier. I'll answer this one. When using bouncers, should we not use our Gmail accounts to receive the mission? We use our Gmail accounts. It's no big deal. We haven't had an issue with it at all. Where do I sign up? Anybody that's interested, just email me. This is not a high pressure thing. I really don't give a shit who joins me or not. If you don't join me, I think it's kind of dumb, because we're going to make a shitload of money, guys. If I don't make $100 million from this in the next year, I'm going to be really, really disappointed, because it's just that big. Oh, and here's a big part of this. I forgot to tell all you guys this. This is really, really, really important. This should make you guys all excited. Even if you don't do a damn thing with this, don't join this, don't do any of this, I tell you, you guys are still going to make money off of it, because I'm getting a huge stock deal, which the stock deal is being taken off the table. What they're doing, the company Doobly is actually giving stock to big leaders to help build the company really fast, and I'm getting a huge chunk of stock from them. I don't know exactly how much it is. I'm guessing it's about 10 million shares. And when they go on NASDAQ, I'm guessing that the shares are probably going to be up around $30 to $50 a share. So do the math. That's anywhere between $300 and $500 million. So I'm very charity minded, and I really appreciate all of you guys sticking around with me for all these years and putting up with all the ups and downs that we've had. So every single one of you that's been a paid coaching client for mine for all this time and have been supported me for all these years and haven't turned your back on me, all that shit, you're going to get a percentage of my stock as well. So even if you don't want to do anything, you're going to get a piece of this. So I hope you guys like that. So anybody that wants to sign up, just email me, and I'll get you I'll send you the form so you can sign up. I didn't have anything ready for us to go for this because I don't want to have this a high pressure situation because that's just not what I'm trying to do here. And if you don't want to sign up for this and you just want to do the online tutoring contract leads, let me know, and I can arrange for that too. So just email me if you guys are interested. Ted's asking, how do we do this in practice? It's basically you sign up, and we have a team training portal that's being put together that teaches all the SEO stuff if you want to do it the grunt work way, or you sign up and then we have a massive team. We've got a bunch of leaders stepping up. We're doing almost daily now hangouts and training sessions, and we're doing weekly webinars, training all this stuff because we're scaling big and fast. I'm not fucking around here, guys. We're going really, really big. So everybody's getting access to that. You guys get the benefit of, from being a coaching client, you're going to get a piece of everything that I'm doing. So I'm going big. So you guys are going to benefit in a huge way from that. In addition, you'll get basically, it's a whole team aspect. We're all working together. You'll get access to my team, my tools, my automation. If you want to run your own automation, I'm going to figure out some way that you can do it yourself so that you can use the automation on your own personal stuff that's outside of Doobly if you want. That's fine. I don't give a shit. I do have to charge something for it because it does cost us money to run, run the software and all that stuff. But it's compared to doing it yourself, it's going to be ridiculously cheap. So it's 100% automated, and you don't have to do anything other than get some outsourced team to make some videos. The other part that we're getting is we're going to have about 100 different types of funnels set up to drive customers. So for instance, the hotels one will have a funnel that's just geared towards hotel type traffic or travel type traffic. So it'll be an entire funnel with lead generation, videos, squeeze pages, all that are tested and optimized to convert for the customers. Then plus we'll have different funnels for example, like Home Depot style traffic. It's like we're going after contractor people that want to save money on their contractor stuff at Home Depot. We'll have funnels just for that. So you guys will get access to all that as well. So basically, it's going to be a whole turnkey system. All you got to do is send me your keywords and a link to the video that you created, and we do everything else. And then all the leads, we've got a point system we're working on set up. So everything's based on merit. So the more stuff that you do, the more stuff that you crank in, the more keywords you start ranking for. It's going into a rotator system that's based on points, and the more points you have, the more traffic you get. So what happens is you don't even have to think about tracking or optimizing or funnels or any of that. We're just going to set it all up for you, and then you drive the traffic in there, and we rotate the traffic through your lead, and you just automatically make money. You don't have to think about it. So it's really freaking cool. It's going to be the coolest, biggest thing I've ever done, and we're going to change a lot of lives, and I'd love to have all of you involved with it. So just email me. Any email that you guys have for me, they all go to the same place, so it doesn't matter. Matt at the Marketing Moron, or whatever you have for me, the Marketing Moron at Gmail. Make sure you put at the beginning, the Marketing Moron at Gmail, or Matt at themarketingmoron.com. Whatever email you have for me, just email me, and we can get on the phone. I can send you the form. We can get started on the whole thing and get you plugged into the team site. We got a whole base camp thing that's growing. We got, I don't know, about 100 people in base camp right now. They're working on various projects. It's a shame that you guys couldn't be here for the live event because you missed a lot of really cool stuff, but you also missed some of the headaches we had to go through to get some of this stuff established. And it's just so you know, some of it's still a bit fuzzy. It's not all there. Again, you got to remember, I hadn't even heard of this company 4 weeks ago, so we're moving really, really fast. So just email me, let me know if you want to sign up, and we'll get going. There is if you guys can't afford the $24.75 level, there is a $600 level if you want to sign up. Just know that it's not a requirement to sign up at $24.75. That's just the best place to be because you end up getting a bigger percentage off the bat, and you get the $1,000 partner program training for free. With the $600 level, you have to pay for the partner program, and you only get 5% of the people that are under you. Anyway, that's the network marketing side of it, and again, I hate that stuff, but it just is what it is. So you can either come in at $600 level or $24.75 level. The $24.75 level automatically gets a bump in. Actually, that doesn't apply to you guys. You're coaching clients, so you guys will get a bump in the traffic rotator anyway because you're my preferred people. I already know you're all action takers, so it's gonna be fine. So, oh wait, didn't scroll down. There's a whole bunch more questions. How much to sign up was $24.75 for this level, which is the recommended one because then you get you get the vouchers and the training. But there is a $600 level to sign up. What could I expect over the next year from the $24.75 package? Wow, that's a tough question to answer. I mean, it all depends on what you do, basically. I mean, this it's all nearly 100% automated, but you got to feed it. So, just depends on how much you feed it. I mean, I came in at $24.75. I mean, of course, I've got a lot of stuff going on here, but I made $30,000 the first week. But I don't know. It could be millions. If you guys do like I said in the beginning, remember that slide. You can see it on replay. If you don't make 7 figures in the next 18 months, you're doing something really, really wrong, or you didn't follow what I said or something. I'll personally write you a $100,000 check. So how about this, Lee? If you do everything I said, you scale it, you work your ass off, you do everything, you don't make $1 million in the next 18 months, I'll write you a $100,000 check, minimum. Fair enough? Josh, what's Doobly's payout schedule? Well, it gets complicated because it's got the network marketing side. There's a lot of different payout schedules, and there's a ton of videos that explain it all. But basically, we're going after customers. That's where the big scale is. When they sign up as a $99 annual, just like a Costco membership, when they sign up $99 annual, you get $45 on that up front. And then plus you get 25% of what their cash back is throughout the year. Then the next year when they renew, you get $25. So that's why I'm saying, and plus you get the 25%. So that's why every customer is worth $150 a year to us. And then there's a much more complicated payout schedules for customers of customers, because then you get a percentage of those. And then on the network marketing side, it gets really complicated because of all the comp plan and stuff. But there are videos in the training portal that explain all that. We have team members that are just specializing in all the comp plans and payouts, and they'll answer all your questions. They're way better at it than me. So that's cool. The entry level price is $30. No, entry level price is $24.75 or $600, or I think it's $594. You just got to tell me which one you want. It's either $24.75 or $594. How fast to monetize this? Well, as fast as you can get traffic. Oh, the other part of the suit, guys. Like, I mean, obviously, my whole emphasis has been on SEO, but believe me, we have massive paid traffic side of this too. And these funnels that we're setting up are they're good for cold traffic, so we're going to be driving paid traffic in there as well. So you guys that are on the rotator and stuff, you're going to get a percentage of all the paid traffic as well. Don't forget that. So we have one guy coming in. I don't know if I should tell his name on here, so I won't. You guys probably would know him. But big name, really big name internet marketer, one of the fucking legends. He's coming in underneath me, and he's personally managing about $1 million a day in Facebook advertising alone, and he's going to be focusing on this almost 100%. So when I say we're going big, we are not fucking around. Can I upgrade from to the 2475 from the 600? Yes, there is a way to do it. It's in the back end of the system. You'd have to look in their system. I don't know how to do it. Do we only get paid when we join at 2475? No, that's the cool thing. You can join for free and still sign up customers, but here's the thing. You only get the one-time $20 commission when customers sign up, and the $25 comes up to me. And you don't get the recurring revenue, and you don't get a percentage of online spending. Guess where all that goes? It goes up to me. So if you can't afford the 24.75, I would recommend just sign up for $600 and at least be getting the $45 commissions off each person plus a percentage of all their spending. I mean, it pays for itself so damn fast. So. Okay, do it when we join. Do you join your team and get in base camp and have set tasks? Yes, that's all coming. It's all. You're basically going to be able to do whatever you want. We have a whole team training portal. Clint is asking, how the fuck do I sum all this up and tell my wife? That's a good damn question. I don't know, man. I guess just have her watch the replay, and hopefully she's not sensitive to my cursing. What's the cap for the rotator? That's a good question either. There is no cap. I mean, it's all based on the traffic. All the traffic is going to be going through the rotator, so... we got a really cool point system, so we're gamifying the whole thing too. So we're setting up some leagues, and this is completely separate from everything else. We're setting up a couple of leagues, and we're going to treat it like a game and have a couple teams competing against each other. And then whoever the teams are that are competing, there'll be cash prizes every month. There'll be different various prizes involved with this, and at the end, whoever wins the team competition, which is going to be in March, when it finishes, it's kind of like a football, like an NFL thing. So whoever wins the season is going to get a larger percentage of my stock in the company. So there's some huge financial things for competing. Plus, it's going to make it a little bit fun. Everybody involved, coaching clients, will get a percentage of the stock no matter what. There'll be a little bump in the percentage for whoever wins the competition stuff, but it'll be fun. Plus, we're going to be doing travel around the world quite a bit. We're going to be doing events and cool shit all over the planet. We're all going to Dubai in a couple weeks, so anybody that wants to do that, the company is having a very large corporate event in Dubai. I know it's very short notice for you guys. It was short notice for me, believe me. Anybody interested in that, we have 60-some people going now, I think, on our team. So it'd be great to have you guys there, because we're going to be able to have dinner at the CEO's house. He has one of the largest houses in Dubai. He actually is one of the guys that helped develop the Palm Island in Dubai, and he has a house on that island. And we're going to do a private dinner at his house just for my team. So that's going to be cool. He's one of the billionaire dudes, the founder. He has this ridiculous $100 million house there. So we'll get to hang out with him. We get to go to the live event, and at the event, we're gonna get a private meeting with all the executives. You know, with Blas Moros, the guy from Microsoft. Pretty damn big deal. So if you're interested in that, you got to join the company, and then I'll get you details about that in a little bit. What's the name difference between 600 and 2500? A couple big differences. The $600 level, you only get 5% of the commission of the people that come in below you. It's $24.75. You get 10%. It's double. And then plus the partner training program, which is $1,000 thing. Partner training program is if you know of any businesses or churches or charities or schools that want to come in and create their own portal that you can then make money off of all of their signups. You can't do that at the $600 level because there's a training thing you have to go through because there's some legal issues and stuff with that. Hope that helps. Who will think I'm... Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll leave that one to Clint there. I don't want to get between you and your wife. That's an issue. Oh, thanks, Scott. The upgrade, if you start at the $600 level and later want to upgrade, the upgrade is $1,880. The Dubai event is September 13th through 15th. I know, really short notice, but we do have some hotel packages, and we can get hotel discounts for you. Guess what? You get cash back on those too if you sign up as a Doobly customer, which again is free if you want to sign up as a customer. Even if you guys don't do anything of this, fucking go sign up to Doobly. It's free or $100 a year, and get cash back for all your online shopping. It's just, I mean, it's a no-brainer. So the travel, we can get huge discounts on the travel for you. We got plane tickets for $1,000 from San Diego. I mean, and only one stop. And the hotel rooms there, we found hotel rooms. We can get you guys. We're all staying in basically the same hotel, 5-star hotel with ridiculous, I mean, amazing hotel, like world class. It's only a few blocks away from the world's tallest building, the Armani Hotel, which is where the Burj Al Arab, which has the Armani Hotel inside it, that's where the Doobly event is being held, at the world's tallest building inside the Armani Hotel. We are staying just a couple blocks away from there at another 5-star hotel, which is only $160 a night. Cheap as shit. So if you want to come to Dubai, I know it's short notice. We do have a whole team thing set up for that. Again, this is stuff you guys missed from not being here live, and I apologize for the short notice. It's all short notice for me as well. So. Josh, 5 and 10% is for the network marketing side, correct? Not for customers. Yes, but you got to remember, we also are setting up funnels with automated webinars and all of that stuff, autoresponder sequences for the BizOps side, which is the network marketing side, and we're running rotator traffic through that as well. So you'll make money off of that whether you're driving that traffic or not. Follow me? Can we all get set up and generate cash by September 10th to go to Dubai? I mean, I suppose you could. I mean, it depends on how much you hustle. My girlfriend made 12 grand in the first week. So, I mean, it's all about merit. So, any more questions, guys? Man, 3.5 hours. Crazy. And my throat and lungs actually held up pretty well. Not too bad. All right, guys. Well, I guess I'm going to call it quits. Yeah. Thank you, guys. You're welcome. Thank you guys for sitting through all this, and thank you for putting up with my bullshit all these years again. It's about to pay off big time. So whatever level you guys want to come in and be involved, I mean, we'll figure it out. It's going to be huge. I want to work with every single one of you. Have everybody on the team. We're all locking arms together and going to go slay this dragon together. So I appreciate all of you. I really do have immense gratitude for all of you guys that have supported me through all this time, and I want to make it very, very. I want to make everybody very wealthy, and I sincerely mean that. And you guys have heard me speak at Greg Davis's event last year. I said my goal is to make $100 million and then die broke because I'm going to give it all away. Well, I have a new goal. My new goal now is to become a billionaire and die broke because I'm going to give it all away. And you guys are going to be huge recipients of that. So let's get in it and kick this thing's ass together. If nobody else has any questions, well, if you have any questions, just email me. I'm here for you guys. You know how to get a hold of me. I will talk to you guys later. The recording, I'll send it out when I get it when it's done rendering. So, thanks a lot, guys. See you later.